Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
It is weird.
This is the closest we've ever sat doing the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that you're here because now, at least at the
hurtful.
Well, at the other place, I could turn to you. Like any other time we've been together before this, I could turn to you, look at you, whatever. And this one, it feels odd to look at you because you're too...
Well, it's because we're doing the video version and we're only doing it on the one camera. I'm explaining to the listener.
I'm with you, but...
So we had to sit a little bit closer. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw an arm around him.
Do that.
Oh,
please.
Come on. You love it. We're buds.
If you have to tell someone they love it, they don't. As a general rule... If you have to say you love it,
fair. That is fair.
You know,
that is a fair statement. But this guy, though, he does love it. I've never felt him like pull away so hard. You tensed up there.
Yeah. Because
let's talk about your problems with intimacy.
I was talking about how I didn't love it before, and then you. But it's fine. It's okay. That's just how you are.
Not to be too visual, but yeah, we're sitting right next to each other.
Yeah,
because I'm in New York for.
We are both in New York.
Yeah, you're about to leave though.
Yeah, I leave tomorrow, but we're in New York right now.
Yep, right now.
So how was it getting in?
It was all right. You know, we got in kind of late last night. Jess, if you hear any clicking, that's also Jess taking some pictures. That's okay.
Yeah,
We've done that before in an episode. We're getting some photos done while we're recording. It was good. So on the flight out, so Jess was window seat, I was middle, and there was a guy on the aisle. And he, when the flight first took off, like I just had headphones in, was chilling. It was actually like the most calm I've probably ever been because I don't really love flying. And I was actually like really just kind of like relaxed. We had several margaritas before we got on the plane too, so that probably helped. And then I just noticed the dude next to me. It's like he's really uncomfortable and keeps like leaning forward and like just is like really kind of having a hard time. And then I want to say we're probably like 20 minutes into the flight, maybe. We weren't that far into it.
It wasn't even to the point where the puppies got stolen.
Right. I can't, honey, no one will be able to hear you say that whole thing. I was just looking for like a yes.
I hope they can hear it. That was... Jeez.
Well, I just say from here they wouldn't be able to hear that.
So what happened?
So he's freaking out, and then then I finally had to like stop and check in on him. It's because I saw him grab the vomit bag and he like shook it out, but then put it back, but then like kept checking on it. And I finally was just like, I took my headphones on. I'm like, hey man, are you good? Like, what's up? And then he was having a panic attack, he told me.
Now, have you taken off yet?
Yeah, we're in the air by now. Yeah,
okay.
By the time
you're checking on him to be like, do I need to let you out of the aisle so you can go to the bathroom?
Well, no, but he's on the aisle, so I don't need to let him out at all.
Oh, he is on the aisle. Okay.
I was more just checking, like, I just really didn't want a guy vomiting next to me, was my thing.
And it would have been a terrible experience for you. Yeah. It would be a horrible experience.
Well, no,
for Logan.
But no, I wanted to see if
totally different person.
I wanted to see
a panic attack and threw up their guts.
Okay, no. I didn't know he was having a panic attack.
All right,
I just saw him grabbing the bag. I wanted to see because I couldn't tell if he was like sick or was just having like a hard time.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that in this situation, someone that's gonna hijack the plane and somebody scared of a hijacker look exactly the same. They have the same level of like nerves. They have the same like, whew, okay, all right,
yeah.
Oh, be with me, God. And it's just like, it's like for those early few seconds, minutes, you can't
really tell.
You can't tell if you're like, is this the guy or should I help this guy?
Well, that's the thing. I just couldn't tell like what was going on with him.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he wasn't just if he was just going like. Like then I'd be like, okay, he's gonna just throw up. He's just
okay.
No, but I'd be like, he's definitely sick.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was so fidgety and like kept like not sure what to do with himself, I'm like, he may just be having like a freak out.
Yeah.
So thank you for turning this into me being a selfish villain, because the whole point of it was I actually took my headphones out and I talked to him for the rest of the flight, just to calm him down. And he was very kind. I'm very glad, because that could have backfired. You know my hatred of talking to people anywhere.
What I like is if you there should be a whole storyline of you being an anti-hero, of like you talking people off of ledges that are like about to commit suicide because you don't want to see a dead body.
Yeah,
you're like telling the dude, you're on the bridge with the dude, and you're like, listen, if you jump right now, I don't know if I would ever be able to unsee, and I go this route to get home every day. So you would be ruining my commute for the rest of my life.
You're gonna fuck up this whole block for me.
Yeah.
And I don't need that. I live nearby.
Do you really want me to have to go around?
Don't do this to me.
Yeah.
Don't do this to me, sir. I don't care about your family.
Yeah.
I do not care about your family. I need to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Don't do this to me.
And then he's like, you know what? You're right. I should kill myself at home.
Great, because I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
So you do it.
Okay. So then this is you helping this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't expect it to be me become the villain so quickly in the story, but yeah, it was me.
No, I was saying it would be funny.
No, I know. But no, it was me. Then I just talked to him the whole time, and which helped him calm down. He was very grateful, and he was a very nice guy.
Yeah.
Nice talking to me. He lives in New York. But yeah, he was just having a panic attack. And so we talked about it, because I've had panic attacks. So I'm like, listen, I get it.
Yeah.
And so we just talked for the rest of the flight, and then that was it. And then when we got into our Uber, I always like talking to Uber drivers, particularly in New York. I like New York Uber drivers, but by that point, I'd spoke on a whole flight, so I was silent.
Yeah, you're pretty spent.
I have so much I don't know, small talk in me.
I feel like I don't want to overshoot it, but I could easily say that maybe 1/10 of the stories that are told to me that I tell on the podcast are Uber drivers.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you even saw in DC, when we were in DC, I just asked them, I'm like, what's the longest ride you ever had? What's the craziest ride you've ever had? Blah, blah, blah. And sometimes they give you nothing.
Yeah,
sometimes they're like, hey, drunk people drunk.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, all right, there's not a lot to pull from there.
Or some give you the vibe of just like, oh, they want to just do their job and just get you out of the car.
Yeah, but every once in a while, somebody's thirsty to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We had one of the guys in DC was just like, he wasn't going off of like.
Which one was that?
The guy who was talking about like comedy and stuff like that. And
oh, yeah. His eyes.
Oh, yeah. What happened with that?
So our Uber driver in DC, or maybe we were in Arlington for this one.
I mean, they're right next to each other.
And he was telling us, this was so funny. He was like, I got the new iPhone, but they were trying to upsell me. And so I wasn't sure if I was making the right decision, because then some guy that was trying to upsell me was like, no, you got to get the latest version because they're out here playing games with this middle one. You got to get like the tip top, and you got to get the most memory because you don't know, it could be the end of the world. Like the dude was like really upselling him. And then he wasn't sure if he should even get a new phone because it's not like his regular phone was broken. Then he gets the new phone.
Yeah.
And
it was like the newest
at the time. Then he plugs it in, and it's supposed to have this great battery life and everything. And
he kept saying he was looking at it, he kept saying 50%.
Yeah.
And no matter how much he charged it, no matter what he did, it kept saying battery life 50%. And he was like, what the fuck?
And it went to 50% early in the day. After him charging it, which was especially why he was like, what's happening? This is crazy.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a better battery, but it's only at 50% ever.
Yeah.
And then he finally put on his reading glasses.
Yeah.
And realized it wasn't 50, it was 5G. It said 5G in the corner.
Yeah, it had been saying 5G all day.
All day.
And he was like, this battery trash. Which is
also good to tell you while he's driving you around, to be like, listen, I can't see great.
Because he didn't have glasses on while he was driving.
That is true, actually. Now that you say that, he was not wearing glasses.
Because he told us at the end of the trip, he told us all this. So at the very end of the trip, he's telling us this story. So outside of that, we're just chatting about comedy, stuff like that. This is the last story he tells us before we get out. And as I'm getting out of the car, I look at his face, and I'm like, this man doesn't have glasses on.
I didn't think of that until this second, till you just said that.
I couldn't stop thinking about that. I thought about that. I thought that's also I don't know. I thought that was also on your mind. I was like, this man's been driving us around blind.
No, I didn't think about that at all.
Because he drove us from Nando's to the venue.
Yeah,
so it's not
yeah.
like, because here's the thing. When you're doing that, so when we were at Arlington Draft House, the hotel is very close to the club. So
Super
then
close.
It's like you could walk, but it's a 20-minute walk, or it's like a 5-minute, cab.
It's very
Uber,
hot,
whatever.
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we kept taking the Uber because we
Yeah.
were like, it's nothing, It's like $6 and it's a quick conversation, whatever. But this time we were at a restaurant and then getting the Uber from the restaurant to the venue. And so that was like and he had to get on the highway at one point and then get off of it. The idea that he just did all that and he maybe couldn't see.
With no sight. Yeah. I didn't think of that till just now. That's amazing. Yeah, in that area, you have to just constantly get on the highway, too. It seemed like if we wanted to go anywhere, they had to do that little circle.
Yeah, you have to do a
highway.
circle and then take like the second exit and you're across town.
No matter where you want to go.
No, okay.
Wow. I did not think of that till, because now it's like this is a week later, my life is flashing before my eyes. A week later.
Yeah, dude, when he told us that, I was getting out of the Uber and I was like, what?
I didn't even connect.
That's why I didn't laugh that much. Because this dude's like laugh, and you're laughing. You're like ha 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 ha. Like he was like.
I was just giving him a laugh because he said it was the funniest thing that ever happened to him recently,
and it's funny.
It's funny. It was like it's fine. I just wanted to give him
But it is
be a good audience member.
You were, but I was like walking in the club like, okay, you're over here. Like this is the other thing that was kind of like. It's when I decided to just not bring it up.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was also on your mind.
No, I wish you would have said something.
After we got out of the Uber, you were quiet. Like I was quiet. I don't know if you were on your phone or something. But then when we get inside, you're all about like when the show's starting. And I'm like, hey, we just got drove around by a dude who can't see. No, and so you're over here asking like, so you think we'll start like maybe in 10 or like he's going up to the manager being like, hey, do you know when
I was being professional. You can just say the one word. I was being professional.
You'd be a very, very on point, very professional, but in a way as if you didn't just escape death. And so then I'm standing there like just staring in front of me and and you're like, okay, good. And capacity's good. Like, just.
Well, because we were getting there like right at showtime. And we were bringing food to the staff too, wasn't it that day? Yeah. So we were like, I also wanted to make sure like we got that part done and then got backstage to the green room and stuff. I was just shifting into work mode once we got there. I wasn't.
Whatever, man. That was upsetting.
Don't worry. After my set, I was contemplating my life and mortality. But, that's just because, that first one, I didn't feel great. But
that was terrible.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah. I wonder how they had the Uber papers come out this week. Have you seen that?
No, what was that?
Oh, it's pretty horrible.
Tell me about it.
I don't even know enough about it to talk about it at length, but basically there are these internal papers that I guess got leaked or they're maybe court documents in a lawsuit or something, but basically the public now knows that Uber knows as they expand that they're like crushing the economies of like the places that they move into as far as like the gig economy there.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Like they already know. They're smart enough to have done the math to know that you're not going to really make the money that people assume they're going to make. And then there's also something about how they leveraged a thing going on in South Africa where the cab drivers there were getting very like agitated and sometimes maybe even violent around Uber moving there and everything.
Oh, okay.
And they leverage that to be like, see, why do these people not want you to have good prices? Like it was kind of like
vilifying them.
Yeah, and so they've done a lot of stuff like that a few times, and it's all in these documents, and it's kind of crazy. So I wonder if there's just a floating document out there of like, hey, Sam can't see, right? Like, I would love if it's all, like, super technical corporate stuff, and then just this thing about this one driver who's been driving people around with not the best eyesight.
And he also keeps telling people.
He tells people, he's so honest, he tells every ride he's been in.
His driving is fine. He needs to just stop telling people.
These eyes are not it.
They wouldn't be worried about it if he didn't tell them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. So that has also been on my mind, along with the...
those two things in tandem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you took the Uber. You were quiet in the Uber.
Correct.
What was the experience like from then to now? So you took the Uber late to get to your Airbnb.
Right. Yeah, because we didn't get into town till like a quarter to midnight or something. So,
okay.
So then we just got to the Airbnb and we just went to bed, and then we had a pretty lazy day today because we were all week. Well, I'm here for 3 weeks, but Jess is here for the whole week too. And then, today we didn't really do much that's worthy of a story. I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
Had a good sandwich.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be worthy of a story.
That's about it.
You're gonna probably have plenty by the time you.
Oh, by the time I leave here, I'm gonna be a changed man.
Yeah, I feel like it is getting a bit more intense in the time since you were last here.
Oh, good. Jesse, you hear that?
There's
It's more intense now. Does that excite you? Okay, good. Yeah, she's nodding. She looks very excited and not worried at all.
There's a level of tense that's here now that's just a bit extra, where it's like
what? Like in what way? What are you noticing? This? Oh, I wish she wasn't in the room. She is not happy.
Well, I was on the train. I think all three of these are going to be on the train. I was on the train.
3 of these.
And
3 intense stories.
This guy was talking to himself, and he was talking to himself very aggressively. So whatever he was going on in his head, even if he was a wild dude just talking to himself, he was not being kind to himself in these moments, So whatever inner demon he was talking to, he was calling it by its demon name. Like he was cursing up a storm at himself. He's really like looking down.
Whatever argument he was having in his head, he was losing. It's rare you lose the arguments in your own head, but he found a way.
And then this random guy is like, "What'd you say to me? What'd you say to me?" And then he looked up and he was like, "Not talking to you, dog. Talking to me." And the other guy was like, "Oh, okay then." And then they both carried on being very angry and quiet.
Now
and it's like
that's a beautiful story in my mind.
Oh, there's a moment where it's not beautiful, where you think they're definitely about to bite each other.
Oh no, for sure.
It was so for no reason, because it's not like the guy was being like hella loud,
right?
So that other guy had to be loud to get his attention, to be like, "What are you? Who are you talking to?" And the guy was like, "I'm talking to myself."
Right.
And the thing that I appreciate most about that thing is that initially I thought this dude was like out of his mind,
right?
You know what I mean? And then it's nice when someone is out of their mind, and then they snap. What's up?
Hold on. No, the camera went out of focus because I moved. It freaked out. I had to get my phone, and it freaked.
It's
speaking of glasses, there we go. Look good. All right.
It's nice when someone is like out of their mind and they actually snap into it for a second.
Yeah, especially there, he snapped into it to alleviate a potential conflict. That's rare.
Yeah.
That's super rare.
I feel like before, he would have just talked to himself and no one would have said anything. I feel like that other guy clearly wanted a fight.
So the other guy is the new tension.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Just not letting him be and do his thing.
Yeah. And then also, this is maybe when I came back from Arlington, there was a guy who had a bag of sodas, right? But not like a bag full of cans of soda. I'm talking about he had a genuine bag full of liquid.
Full of loose soda.
Full of loose soda. So he had a bag of soda that was like clearly a bunch of sodas.
Right.
Because it wasn't dark brown enough to be just Coke, but it was light brown. and it was like okay, this looks like it could be. I mean, maybe it was RC. Who knows?
I was gonna say RC or maybe a Lipton iced tea.
But it seems like a bunch of sodas.
A bunch of something you don't want him spilling
in
right
this
now.
clear bag. Yeah. And the bag, I don't know how this man did it, but the bag is tight. The bag is like...
So you say a clear bag is like a clear shopping bag? Or
a clear shopping bag.
like tied up in a knot up top?
Full of soda.
Like
where you can see the bubbles.
So it's definitely carbonated.
It's definitely carbonated because you can see the bubbles. He's just got like a bag of soda. I feel like I've told you about something like this happening before because I know one time I was around this dude whose soda spilled in his bag and then it was like full of soda. But this is
that one I remember. But this is pre-spilled in the bag. This is intentionally poured.
No, this is
in the
intentionally all in the bag. There's nothing in this bag but soda,
and especially in a shopping bag too, and then like tied up like a bindle sack.
Yeah, in a knot
to hop the rails.
Yeah, in a knot. There's just this huge. Bag.
That's wonderful.
Of soda. And basically, he's not like being careless with it. I need to point that out. It's not like this dude
is precious cargo.
Yeah, it's not like this dude is trying to be reckless and dangerous with this bag, right? Not threatening anybody with the bag, anything. But he's walking up and down the train car.
Mm.
And so everyone that's on the train car for more than a couple stops is noticing that this is a bag of soda.
It's hard to not notice, I would gather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all just get tennis ball eyes. You know, like in a Wimbledon match where you see the heads go, like we're all just watching the bag go back and forth because everyone is perplexed where it's like, okay, so is this bag about to pop or spill or whatever, right?
Yeah. And then after that is then just why. Why and how.
We're all you're
I'm gonna have to clear the music that drives by every now and then. Hopefully we don't get a copyright strike because of the random vehicles driving by.
I think it needs to be more than 3 seconds to be a copyright issue.
It does, I think we're safe.
Unless somebody just parks, decides to yell up, and you hear nothing but the new Pusha T album.
And then I just we'll yell out then and be like, "Can you guys put on something royalty free, please? Thank you.
Just some jazz, please.
Some jazz, some itsy bitsy spider. Some
that's not gonna help us.
Happy birthday over and over again.
Maybe
that only became public domain a few years ago.
So there's this bag.
Sure.
And in the bag is like swashing. So it's not like it's tight to the point where there's no movement of the liquid.
That would be very impressive.
It would be.
If it was airtight in a bag like that.
If it was just a bubble with handles, that'd be fire.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. It's almost that, but there's just enough room for a little bit of swashing.
He has not perfected it yet.
And so he's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and we're just wondering whose day is going to be ruined. Because when this bag goes, it's gonna take a couple people with it.
This is an unfortunate game show.
It's getting to the point where as he's pacing back and forth, and it looked like, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but he looks like someone who would have a bag of soda. Like I don't know how better to describe it, except he looks like a person who would have a bag of liquid that is tied up, and he's gonna open it and I guess pour it on his head later, or just stab it with a straw and go to town.
Boy, that would be the best if he just pulled out and then drank the whole bag.
Yeah,
would be amazing. But no,
people do that with they don't stab it, but sometimes you can catch somebody with like a box wine, which is basically just a bag of wine. Just
those little ones.
Yeah, just
Oh, for sure. Know? Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's meant for that. You can do that, but not your homemade soda Capri Sun that you've made. But here's the thing: I'm trying to imagine what he looks like, and I have an idea, but I have a feeling if I saw him, I'd be like, okay.
Also, should point out, there was a point where when I saw him with the bag, I obviously saw the carbonation, the bubbles, everything, but there was a split second where I was like, that man is like, I thought there was a bag of pee, and I thought that he was very sick. Because if your pee is carbonated, you have too much cola.
Well, and it's that dark too. That man is dehydrated.
That man is dying.
That man, I don't know how he filled a bag by being that dehydrated.
I honestly think he must be taking this bag to the doctor to be like, listen,
this is how much comes out, and it's this color.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Also, it's fizzy. So
it's fizzy too.
If you can tell me what new thing I have, that would be great. And so basically, we're watching this dude up and down, up and down, up and down, and then finally this guy gets on with an umbrella. And just perfectly, as this dude is shaking out and tying up the strap of the umbrella and turning around, he turns into the guy with the bag of soda. And you know the little spikes that are completely unnecessary on umbrellas?
Yeah.
You know those things that don't help stop the rain at all? I don't know why there's spiked ends to every umbrella that's ever been invented.
The Mad Max part of the umbrella. Yeah.
And
you never know.
He turns in and the whole bag just goes. So it's like it
so clearly a thin bag too. Took barely any.
I think it is exactly one Walgreens bag that this dude has filled with soda. I'm surprised it wasn't dripping.
Yeah. That's the thing. If it was that ready to pop by being just touched by an umbrella.
Yeah, so he touches with the umbrella, the thing starts to go. And a bunch of people shoot up and walk away from the splash zone. But that guy that was I felt so bad for the guy with the umbrella because he literally has it so he doesn't get wet. And now this dude's calves are covered in cola.
Now he's wet and sticky, which you don't get from the rain.
Yeah. Now he needs rain.
Yeah. Now he's going to go outside and he's like, fuck, I really wish it was raining.
Now he's just going to go outside, back of the leg first, moonwalking in the rain to try and get some of this sticky. Because this guy doesn't know what it is. This guy just got on the train. 1 second, let me check on him.
That's all right. Dog break.
Should we pause the video since it's going to get weird when I get
Sure. I'll just say dog break.
Okay, 1 second.
We're back from the dog break.
Yeah. What was I even talking about? Oh, the bag.
Yeah, we actually took a break on a cliffhanger there. What will happen next with the bag of soda? Stay tuned.
So the bag explodes like...
It popped. It didn't just leak.
No, it didn't just leak.
Because that would have been very funny.
Because
he would have tried to catch it and it would have still been dripping, and then another one would have poked open.
My man, this dude's bag.
This was a water balloon, a soda balloon.
It really split, and so then it just is rushing. And honestly,
a torrent, if you will.
Honestly, more full than I gave it credit for.
He got a lot of soda in that bag.
He got so much soda in the bag that so much came out it felt like a cartoon. So much came out that I was like, how is it still? And then the guy feeling it is terrified.
Yeah.
This is a true nightmare to just have something like
wet on the subway.
And sticky.
Warm.
Yeah.
Was this heated up?
I mean, I don't think it was heated up, but if you're walking around with a bag of soda, I can't imagine you're keeping it cold.
Yeah, that's fair. So he filled this a while ago, and then which would be impressive if he had it all day, and this is the first trouble he's run into.
Yeah.
Or maybe the initial trouble was why it ended up in the bag. He was carrying a 12-pack, and then they all burst somehow.
I don't know who I feel worse for. Because if you're carrying a bag of soda, that means it's your only option. You don't have another container, you'd use it.
And it also means that soda is important to you. Mm-hmm. This soda means a lot.
I'd like to think he made it himself.
That's a whole other upsetting scenario, that this is his homemade soda. He finally had the meeting with the big soda company for them to sample his flavor. And he didn't realize, like, oh, I just ran out of my last bottle.
I just ran
What
my
do I
last
have?
bottle. Maybe they like plastic flavor.
I need to get down there so they can sample it and it can be in stores. Oh, no!
And so then, basically, that guy freaks out. A bunch of people jump away. It reminded me of, remember when we saw that lady throw up?
I think about it every day.
It was exactly like that, where people calmly ran away.
Just
like
yep,
they calmly rushed away.
Yeah. Yeah, because that lady vomiting was that she just did it very calmly, and we're all like, well, all right, this is what's happening. We'll all scoot.
I know we've talked about it on the podcast
We
before,
absolutely have.
But what I love about that lady vomiting is that she went there, sat down with just a bunch of meat she just bought.
Yeah, because it looked like
She
she
had
had
a bunch of ground turkey.
She just had like some sort of. It didn't seem like the bag she bought it out of either, right?
No,
that also seemed like just a bag of meat.
Yeah.
That was she eating? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And that's why she threw up. Because you're not supposed to eat raw ground beef on a moving train.
I mean, too many stories converge in New York. Like, every place should have one of these people. You know? There should be a soda guy in one state. There should be a meat lady in another state. They can't all be here.
Well, this is where they come from. Then they spread out from here.
Yeah, it's really upsetting.
And then, like, now you just have a train full of soda, too. Because now that whole area is just wet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, everyone that's been to or lives in New York knows what I mean when this happens. It doesn't happen every day, thank God. But there will be a time where you're on the train and someone's bottle or can has spilled. And so now we're all with our eyes watching the trail, the uneven trail that the liquid makes. And you're checking, is that liquid coming to me? Is it taking a left? Is it going straight?
Yep.
And
I wish I was better at physics. Wish I knew more about fluid dynamics to know where this is going to go.
I don't know how that would help in this situation.
I feel like you could look at it and now you could have an idea of maybe what grooves,
Yeah, that's also when you know you've been taking the train too much. When you're like, oh, we at Hoyt Skimmerhorn, this liquid about to take a left. No one wants to be that well versed in something that nasty. But the train was full of like I had to get on a different car, which I should have done.
Yeah, but you
way earlier, but I wanted to see the end.
Exactly. No,
I just wanted to see it pop. That's why we all stayed on.
Absolutely.
We were like, who fills a bag with that much liquid and gets away with it?
Because honestly, even yourself, you're like, even if it's me, this is gonna be a hell of a story. Like,
yeah.
But like, yeah, that's of course you stayed to see if it was gonna pop.
I mean, if it
That's
was
why
me, I think I'd be in jail. I don't think I would just let someone leak hot soda all over me and not lay hands on them.
So you would have beaten the man with your umbrella.
I think I would have tried to choke him.
Wow.
I think
wow.
I'm not a violent person, but it's so random that I think you're allowed to lay hands at that point.
It's so random you're allowed a random act of violence.
It's so odd and so rare that I think even a monk would be like, I renounce all violence except if I'm on a train and someone splits a bag of hot cola all over my ankles. Then I can go to town on them.
I am against violence unless you fucking spill on me. And then it's on.
Then it's on.
Otherwise, I will not crush a fly, but I will not be sticky.
Yeah. I won't even be mean to a cat, but if you get cola all over my calves, it's over, kid. I'm going to jail.
So then what was, I know then everyone like left. How sad was the soda man?
No, he was disappointed.
I was absolutely. Did he just sit there with his torn bag, just looking?
No.
That sad Charlie Brown music comes in.
That dude screamed no way too loud, and then that was sort of it.
Was it a short no, or was it like a no?
It was pretty long.
Oh, good. It was a good
being,
dramatic no.
It stopped being no, and then just started being screaming.
Oh, that's a good no. No.
Yeah. It was wild. I was not a fan at all. Because now it's wet, sticky, and loud in here. I was so upset.
By the way, I'm filming a new special. It's going to be called Wet, Sticky, and Loud. That's going to be the title.
Sounds great.
How did Umbrella Man react? I mean, obviously he was disappointed. Did he shout or did he?
He was also screaming.
He was also screaming.
Yeah. For him, you have to keep in mind that for him, he's just got on the train and he's closed his umbrella.
Yeah.
And then he feels however that soda felt. I just made it hot in my head. Maybe it wasn't hot.
Either way, if you step onto a train and the first thing that happens is your legs get wet, you just have to assume someone is pissing on you.
And so
you've walked into a current of piss.
Because he looked dry, you could see his brain break for a second.
Oh, absolutely.
Where he's like, no, I'm inside. How am I getting this wet inside?
I didn't see a bunch of water flow out, so I surely didn't step into...
There's no way this should be happening.
Yeah.
And then he turned around, he saw the bag, and he just started screaming. But he was screaming more like, what the hell, what the hell, what the hell?
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure that he wants to say, what is that?
Yeah.
What did you just get on me?
Yeah.
But his brain probably can't even put that together.
Because, I mean, it's in his shoes. Like,
I honestly...
It's legit everywhere.
Josh, I didn't even think about it being in his shoes. I was literally only thinking of it on the legs. And now his shoes are filled with soda.
Yeah.
And he just has to just walk his way.
Yeah. Yeah.
To, I think, a fire to throw his clothes and shoes into.
Just do a duck
for
walk
safety.
home. I hope he was going home. That'd be terrible if he was
he's on the way to
his
work.
Way to dinner.
Oh no, I've got a Hinge date.
Yeah.
And I have to explain why from the knee down I'm wet and making squelching sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the third thing.
Yeah.
The third thing was I feel bad because I laughed at this really hard and I shouldn't have. Because everybody's different.
Right.
So I shouldn't have laughed, but it was my first reaction. Basically, I was on the train platform now, and this person was using the elevator that's on the train. Now, not every station is wheelchair accessible, but a lot of them are, so you can use the elevator. Some parents use the elevator for their stroller.
Yeah.
So, this woman...
For the ones who don't want the kids to have a really fun ride.
Yeah. 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 For people who want unshaken baby.
Wee!
So, this woman walks out of the elevator, which is already... I'm always surprised when the elevator opens because I'm surprised that anyone would take it. Like, I actually think it would be cleaner to just crawl up the steps than to be in that elevator.
Right.
Because that elevator is now a closed space of nastiness.
Yeah.
And a tight closed space.
And they don't move quick either. You get in and they sit there for a second.
If you smell something, you're going to be smelling it for a while.
That is your smell now.
And so this lady gets off the elevator and she's pushing the stroller along. I don't know what bump she hit. I don't know. I did not see what caused this, but her stroller starts to tip to the side. And as it's tipping, she doesn't seem to be paying attention to the tip. So as it's tipping, she's still just pushing, but there's definitely been a bounce on the left side to where it's like, it looks like it's about to go. And then she essentially just starts letting it fall over, and it's not until her hands are maybe like a little too at an angle, like just a little too curved,
right,
that she realizes like, oh, it's going. And so then she tries to save it. But whatever's in the carriage already starts spilling out. So it looks like this kid is about to fall out from the overcorrection.
Okay, the way you worded that, I was just like, whatever is in the carriage. It's like, and that is also soda.
Yeah. It'd be amazing if that was also just a bag of soda.
A carriage full of soda.
This is what people do now. We just haven't caught on.
Listen, we're trying to save the environment. Okay, we're getting rid of plastic. So now, sorry, you got loose soda now.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
No more bottles, just plastic bags.
You bring what you got.
Those aren't worse at all. Those aren't somehow less reusable.
Well, you're reused. Yeah, exactly. You're bringing them in.
Mm-hmm.
You go down to the soda store, get whatever container filled, and then you can go home. We'll fill whatever you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
We charge by weight here at this store.
So then overcorrects. It looks like the baby is gonna tip out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
A different lady who sees the whole thing happen screams because now the baby's about to like hit the platform.
Jeez.
And once a baby hits the platform, you're done with that baby.
Jesus, Josh.
No, but I'm saying that's an unusable baby now. Like, tell me that's a level of germs that baby's encountered now that'll never be the same.
Oh, you're going off of germs. I thought we were going off of, the
what?
The impact.
No. If a baby's face touches a platform floor on the train, that's going to be a different person now.
Our prior. Well, yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. That's going to be.
No. You're not wrong, but you're right, but for the wrong reason.
I'm just saying. It's like
I'm just saying they have soft heads. Is where I'm coming.
I wouldn't
from.
even talk like this if when I was a baby, my face had touched the floor of the platform on the train. God. I'd be a hardened individual. I'd have a deeper voice. I would, you're gonna have a different life because just the film alone that's on the platform of the train.
Ugh.
You've basically been kicked in the face by every shoe in New York if you let your face touch the platform and you're a baby.
Right.
To be fair, if you're a baby and your face touches the platform, it's only up from here. You know what I mean? You're not going to have a worse life than that.
You just had the worst moment of your life. But you might not be old enough to know it, to appreciate that you've already had rock bottom.
Never mind knowing it. It's happened. You're never going to have something this bad happen again.
Right. But then someone's got to remind you.
Yeah. And so then this other lady screams. The woman stops trying to overcorrect the stroller now and just goes to try to catch the baby.
Oh.
Hopelessly behind on the hands. The hands were not fast enough. And then you actually hear like a slight splat. And then people start running up to her, and it's a dog.
It wasn't a baby in the carriage? It was a dog?
No, this is a puppy.
Okay.
She had a dog in the carriage.
Okay.
The entire time.
Okay.
And the way that some people lost concern and the way that some people got angrier was amazing to watch.
I bet I can tell you racially
who felt what.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what camps.
The amount of people, because we're also only talking about like 5-7 people, so it's not like the entire train ran to check on this woman.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that ran up and like it happened to me as well because I didn't run, but I just was walking towards see if they needed help, and I wish I could see the face I made before I realized it was a dog. Because when you think it's a baby and it's a dog, it messes with your brain in a way that you're not even registering the little like limbs that you're seeing.
Yeah. And
because as I got closer, I was like, this is a hairy baby.
That's what touching the floor does is
you immediately morph. That's one of the Animorphs. It's just train kids.
That's what they have in the prequel they did to Animorphs. They get the power by licking a subway floor is what happens.
And so I'm like, even as I'm kind of like walking over there, like, I'm embarrassed to say I didn't run to help. But even as I'm sort of lightly strolling over to see if anybody needs help or, like what the damage is, anything, I'm just seeing now, because it was still as well, which didn't help because now
that's a jarring visual.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem hurt because when it gets up, it just shakes and it's
a puppy,
fine.
And it's just like, what happened?
Yeah. But for us, we're like, oh my gosh, that baby.
Oh no, that furry baby died.
Oh no, that ugly baby. Like it's like the order that things went was like oh no, that baby. Then it was, oh no, that ugly baby. Then it was, oh no. And then it was, oh. And then for some people it was,
and then if you're white, it was, oh.
Mm-hmm. Like one guy got particularly mad at her. Like she did drop a baby.
Like she tipped it on purpose, or
no? He was like being weird about this. Like, it's okay. Like he was like checking on it, but he was like weird with her. Mm-hmm. And then some people didn't even make it far enough to, I guess, really see that it was a puppy. As soon as they saw something get up on 4, they were like, I don't want any part of that.
Nope, this lady's got a carriage full of rats. I'm out of here.
But yeah, the amount of people that switched. It wasn't half, but it was like 3. And I was not one of them.
No.
Like I actually, sadly, I kept the same amount of care the entire time. Like for me, I was like,
yeah, Josh, you maybe lived here a little too long.
Yeah, because for me, I was like, oh no, that baby fell. Because I've seen babies fall before.
Like that?
Like this wasn't a tall, like it's not like a Tom and Jerry tall stroller or anything. It's just
Tom and Jerry stroller.
Do you know the ones that look like they're from the 50s? Yeah, really high.
Yeah, the old school. Oh, I can't think of the.
It wasn't one of those.
They have a specific name, don't they?
So it's literally like dropping it 1.5 feet.
So it was like an actual, like a modern baby stroller. It's like just like a little seat you're pushing.
Yeah. So I was like, oh,
that's
no.
already not made for dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wonder the dog fell out of it.
No wonder that white guy was mad.
Don't do that. Just walk it.
Yeah.
It's got so many legs. Mm-hmm. It can walk.
Its paws are made for dirt.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That one was a roller coaster. I'll say that. That was a journey of a story. I felt like I fell out of a baby carriage.
Yeah. Hopefully our listeners are still with us and not like you lost me a baby carriage.
That's the thing. I do want to know if some turned it off the second you were like, this baby carriage was tipping.
Yeah.
Probably when you said, then you can't use that baby anymore. So maybe they're like, okay, this is a story. This is a story about a baby getting injured.
No, I'm just saying. It's like, that's a different kid. It's a hardened child now.
Yeah, sorry. That kid's the parent now. Sorry,
yeah.
You answer to it. Should we open up the mailbag, my dude?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that. I do want to go to. We got some Instagram questions that were sent to me. Hi, Logan. This is probably a really weird thing to do because I don't know you or Josh personally, but I find myself in need of advice. We don't really get asked like straight up advice a lot.
Yeah.
So I thought this would be interesting to see how we fuck this up. You and Josh talk about relationships a lot on the podcast. I really love the show. I listen to the episodes on repeat because they help make me feel less anxious when my thoughts are swirling. I'm also the one who wrote in with the story about the class hamster that got eaten by the class snake.
Oh, killing them. Yeah.
Killing them. So this is a little personal, but I've been with someone. We both really like each other, but we have some love language clashes that keep making things hard. So I guess what I'd like to ask is, how do you know that it's worth the struggle to stay with someone? Is it normal to have to continually work on things? As someone with anxiety, do you have it about your relationship, even though it's a strong one? Also, I'm a total stranger, and I understand if you and Josh don't want to answer these.
Do you want to go first?
If you got something, go for it.
Oh, okay.
This will be fun to answer to with my girlfriend staring at me. So this will be a very interesting experiment for me.
I personally don't believe in love languages. I
really thought he was just going to end at love, and I was going to be like, whoa.
No, I think it was a.
We've talked about that before too. That neither of us are really.
Yeah, because my thing is, at the end of the day, no one actually has to be nice to you, and so when someone is kind to you in the way that they are best able or best know how to be kind, it's actually a really dickish thing to be like, yeah, but it's not the way I like it. It's like, that's wild. Like if someone, I understand that not every gift is going to be received in the way that was intended, and not every gesture is going to be understood in the way that was intended. But you can't tell me that it's not actually kind of a pretty bad move to be getting all of something from someone and then be like, yeah, but it's not the one I want, so it doesn't count. That's kind of wild. Like, I'm not saying that that's what this person is doing.
Right.
I'm just saying that what quickly happened with love languages, it started out as a good way to almost like a fun little personality test and a good way to communicate.
And like a shorthand that you could have to kind of to classify some things.
Yeah.
Which, for that, it was okay.
And what it quickly turned into was a way for a lot of people to be kind of bratty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just and I think that my and I could be wrong about this, but I find that like it is a way to sidestep appreciation and like gratitude for the person, even if that's not what you like. Just like I'm not even talking about your relationship or anything. I'm saying in the world, imagine a world where someone comes home to because we have these like physical touch, acts of service,
gift giving,
all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Imagine a person comes home to a fully cooked meal and their favorite movie on cue to watch, and their reaction is, "It's not a blowjob, though." That's not a good person. That's not that like, and I worry that more and more people are going to fall into that type of thinking, even though it's not exactly that. Because to me, love languages have quickly been like overused. It's kind of how people self-describe as whatever the hot thing is that year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sometimes it's I don't know. It's like almost like a. I think we talked about this too when we did the relationship quiz episode that we did, where it is kind of a step right next to like astrology, where it's like, oh, you were born during this month, we're not going to get along, and it's like, well, you haven't even met me yet.
Yeah, and also we don't know, like for the love language thing, I'm sure that the best of each one of those things is too dope to turn down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I love a person and my act of service is taking them for a weekend to their favorite city on a private jet, I don't think they're going to be like, it's not physical touch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I want to, so I'm going to take a slight counterpoint. I agree with what you're saying, but also on the other side of that, of the clash of love languages, where I agree with you that like, to me, they don't mean the same thing they do to some people, whatever. But I have been in the relationship where I have dated someone and told them, be like, hey, please stop just giving me presents all the time. Like, I don't really want all this stuff. But they're like, but it's my love language. And so they just kept doing it. Like, when you hit that point, then yes, it can become an issue. So like, if they're not respecting you saying like, oh, I would prefer this. If you guys have talked about it and there's not a mutual respect to how each other, because sometimes I think people get focused so much on what love languages are and how they show it, but don't always consider how it's received to other people.
Yeah.
It's more about like, well, this is how I show love, so you have to be okay with it. It's like, well, yeah, but sometimes it's too much. Some people don't like public, PDA or anything.
Sure.
Or they like a lot of alone time or whatever, and that's a balance you have to find. So I think if they're not respecting it, then yeah, I think that's an issue.
Yeah, that then lends itself to a different thing than what I'm talking about specifically.
No, and I know what you mean. I was just yeah. But as also the thing too of like, do relationships take a lot of work? Do they continue being work? Yeah. Not in like it shouldn't be like a fight every day. It shouldn't be like, I think we've got to this point because I think it's particularly our generation. We were kind of the last generation with parents who were just like, you just stay together, okay? It was like the generation before us was the first ones who started like actually divorcing if things weren't good. You know what I mean? But before that, it wasn't really.
Yeah.
You just stayed together and you were just like, yeah, marriage sucks and you just have to deal with it. Okay. There was a lot of that. And I think our generation went the counterpoint of trying to be like, you know what, but everyone has their own thing. But a lot of us convinced ourselves that relationships don't take work. And they do. You're living with a person.
Yeah.
You are spending all of your time with another human being who is completely different from you. Even if you're similar, they're a completely different person, yeah, you're going to clash. You're going to have issues, but it's how you resolve the issues, you know?
Yeah, I think
Hi, Jess.
I think that for a good portion of it, the other thing to keep in mind with your overall question is that I think I've talked about this on podcasts before and with friends before, but to me, the world overall is, especially if you talk about, like, I don't know if they're writing in from the States or not, but a lot of the world is easier to live in than it's ever been, right? So you used to have to hunt or farm, you used to have to like worry about a harvest, you used to have to plan more to eat.
I'm excited to see where this point goes.
But like being in an interpersonal relationship is as hard as it's ever been. So it's as hard to raise a child as it's ever been, and it's as hard to stay with a person as it's ever been. But as the other things get so much easier and easier and easier, now the distance between like being in a relationship and staying in one and the other hard things that you have to do in your day is actually getting further and further away, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And because of that, there's almost a lack of practice with doing hard things that then makes it feel like, oh, wow, if this thing is such an inconvenience in my life, maybe I should just get rid of it. Because a lot of inconveniences to our lives do either get solved or we get rid of them, whether it's through like money or the way we do things. So you used to have to walk. If you want to get there, you got to walk. Mm-hmm. Then we had horses. Then we had cars. Then you had to have a car. Now it's, I need to get over there, and I don't want to take the train or the bus or what. I'm just going to order an Uber.
Let me use my magic pocket computer and have a driver come get me.
Yeah. But another person not understanding what you're saying when you try to tell them as plainly as possible is as hard as it's ever been.
Right.
So that's staying the same. And and I'm not saying people's lives aren't hard or because we have tech, it's not. It's an easy life. I'm just saying that so many problems are getting solved all day, and little problems, things that you might not even consider a real problem. You don't even have to think about. You can now order something. You can get you don't even have to read the manual and put the bookshelf together. You can hire a TaskRabbit and they'll come to your house and put it together for you. I'm saying that the thing of raising a person or being in a relationship, those things are still very difficult.
Oh, for sure.
And that threshold is getting harder and harder for anything in your life to match with outside of maybe work stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, we focus more on, I guess being more mentally healthy in relationships than we ever used to. That used to never be a conversation about how to like maintain your mental health in a relationship.
It used to literally just be, do they hit?
Yeah.
And then that's
and then
it.
The next question was a lot.
Yeah.
And then
it's like, bro, she not hitting you. She all right.
Yeah. So it was always that. So I think now this is the first time we're in like human history, we're like really taking the time to be like, oh, is my mental health good around this person? Mm-hmm. People used to never ask themselves that question. It was just like, I'm with this person and that is how it is. Yeah. Is how that used to be.
It used to just be, I cry after I cook and that's just life.
Yeah, and I guess that's what it is, huh?
It's like, oof.
Another day. Yeah. But so I think also with that, and that's a good thing. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. That is a good thing that we're doing. I think we don't quite, it's kind of like you said, we just don't know how to balance that yet. And so I think sometimes when we realize like, oh, this relationship's kind of stressful, I should probably just get out of it. And it's like, and sometimes, yes, I'm not going to say like, you should stay in all of them. No, like, get out of it if it's like you feel bad all the time, especially if like if the person comes home and that elevates you and makes you feel bad, that's probably your sign. But if it's like, oh, when we're working on issues, I'm stressed out. Well, that is going to be stressful. That's going to be a stressful thing. And sometimes, though, that's very much... Sorry, just got something in my eye. Ow. Sometimes that is very much worth the stress. If I can go ahead, since you're here, to use us as an example, like, we've had some, not like issues of necessarily fighting, but like where we want to end up, where we want to move, career stuff, whatever. Yes, sometimes that leads to a lot of stress. We've had, not too long ago, we had like a whole week where we were just stressed out. We weren't necessarily fighting, but we were just stressed. And then we talked more about it, and we not only talked more about what we wanted together, but we wanted more, even just personally on our own. And honestly, over that, I feel like we got over the hump. We found something that felt good to both of us. And now I feel like we're more confident than we were before that. So sometimes it is worth dealing with those hard discussions.
Yeah. I mean,
Jess, huh? Thoughts?
I agree with that.
She agrees with that.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes a hard thing is just better to do. That doesn't mean stay with someone if it doesn't feel right. It doesn't mean that you have to put up with anything that's toxic. But the payoff of fixing things, especially when something is good, is like it's hard to compare with.
Yeah,
it's.
You feel it's like a team pride. You're like, we did that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Go Wolverines. Like, you get really excited. We call ourselves the Wolverines.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
We don't. But I will say, too, in this message, it sounds like it's something that you guys are talking about. So you're already in a great place. If you weren't talking about any of this at all, then you might have
You'd
an
also
issue.
be sending a different message. You'd be like, hey, how do I get out? How do I do it in the middle of the night, or when should I leave?
Yeah. Do you guys have a couch I can crash on?
Yeah.
That would be a totally different thing. So we hope that helps. Again, I don't know.
Yeah, if anything that I said
I got
helped.
divorced at 25, so maybe don't listen to anything I say too. Maybe that too. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah, but I also I feel like if I said anything that helped, like definitely grab some of that. If something I said didn't make sense, guys, I brought up horses at one point. So just like whatever worked, use it, and whatever.
We're staying by a horse, I think, is what we're leaning on. You should get a horse.
If you buy a horse together, it'll bring you together. Can you imagine a horse in a studio apartment in New York just kicking TVs?
It's like the people who try to get a dog, be like, this might, fix things between us. Now make that dog
a horse
15 times larger.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely won't be focused on your problems. You'll be focused on not getting kicked.
Just motion, maybe a mini horse. Yeah, that would be so much better to still have in your apartment.
Yeah.
Let's do one more. I know we're running a little longer, but since we're crushing it on the advice front, this ties back to an interaction we had at one of our recent live virtual shows.
Okay.
So this is from sometimes I get confused when the email is one name, but then they use a different name, and it takes me a second to register what I'm doing. But this is from Naya, and the title of this email is Advice. And hi, Josh and Logan. This is Naya, a.k.a. the girl whose grandfather yelled at you all about tattoos. Yeah, we got her grandpa yelled scripture at us about tattoos during the live virtual show.
And he went for a bit.
He was very adamant that you should not have that on your skin. I jokingly said someone had a tattoo in their mouth, and he went, oh no. just sitting in the background on a couch. So those live shows are very fun. But I never got to ask my actual questions, which wasn't about tattoos. I think they asked about tattoos when the grandpa walked in.
And he just heard him and he just went.
But so I've been living with my grandparents for almost a year, and I love them. I do, but I can't do it for too much longer without losing my mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, surprising. I have found a job and a place in New Jersey, but I don't know how to tell them. I am supposed to be leaving in the beginning of August. What should I do? Thanks in advance if you can still help a bit, but if you can't, thanks. P.S. Josh, we really need to have a discussion about your first tattoo. I'm thinking Logan's initials, Naya. I could not agree more. Either my face or...
Whatever you do when you tell your grandparents, do it lovingly and without a tattoo. Like, I feel like if you do it with a tattoo
I disagree. I think tattoo it on your arm, I'm moving out. I think is what you should get.
That's going to be too much for them. All right.
Well, they might be focused on the tattoo part. Then the news it'll kind of soften the blow.
Yeah, you're just trying to get her kicked out.
I'm kidding.
You're trying to get her kicked out so that it's easier to move to New Jersey.
I mean, I know this makes it maybe tougher because you do have this like deadline at which you do, and maybe you've already done it. I don't know. But like, you already have it in motion. You already have the place. You have the job. So even if they're not okay with it, you still get to do it. Mm-hmm. And I know it doesn't necessarily make it better, but you at least now have that. You get to know that in your head that like, well, no, I'm already doing it. And that's part of when you tell them, you're like, well, I've already made, not only have I made this decision, I've already put all the gears in motion for this. And so I hope you guys can be okay with it. Mm-hmm. But this is what I'm doing next. Mm-hmm. And they may not take it well. They may not. And I think a hard thing, especially with, with parents, with grandparents, the hardest thing is like, yeah, they might not take it well, but it's not really up to them. And that sucks. I mean, but they love you, so they'll come back around.
Also, who knows? They might be excited, like not in a way that they don't want you around, but just in a way of like, okay, this is nice. It's gonna be different, but it's also nice. It's nice to have your place with your partner, but it's also nice to have family there. But
really build up the excitement of the opportunity, maybe. Yeah, and you might be able to hype them up too. Yeah, of being like, this is good for you. You seem really excited.
They'll be like, get out now.
Yeah, go.
Leave.
Why wait till August? Mm-hmm. Go wait in front of the place.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Well,
and especially, it also sounds like you haven't lived with them like forever. You said about the last year.
Yeah, so they're also used to not living.
Yeah, they know a life without you there. Yeah. So it'd be weird if now they're like, nope, you're never leaving now.
And then they lock the door. Thanks so much, Naya, for writing in. We appreciate you.
And we hope that helped. I'm not sure. That one, I'm not sure if we helped.
I'd love to have a talk with your grandfather.
He seemed great, actually.
Yeah, he seems really fun. He seems like one of those dudes that's exhausted with stuff, and he's done holding his tongue about it.
Well, that was the thing, too. As much as he did just start yelling Bible quotes at us, at the end, we started just kind of messing with him, and he was also, like, playful back. Yeah. Because I told him, I said, hey, come to Iowa, and he's like, I'll be there. So it's like, he obviously also has a joy and a sense of humor. So hopefully,
if they take it poorly, just tell them you're joking.
Yeah, and then just come August, you won't be there.
Yeah, and then just move. Well, thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking up to catch.
If you're looking up to catch. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, at Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on YouTube and TikTok, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan, you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag, you can either send me messages there because we read them, or you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can also join our Patreon. We have bonus podcasts and videos and live virtual shows. Patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We also have this month a live, an in-person one, a not on a computer one, a human one in a room. Yeah. Union Hall, that is July, 27th, that Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Yes, July 27th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tickets are still available. If you are in the area, come out. The one we did last year was incredibly fun. I'm super excited to do this one. And then right after that, we're in Philly. So if you're in that area, catch us. We're doing 3 nights? 3 nights. Yep. The Punchline in Philly.
Also, this is just for YouTube, little thing. Click on other videos. They'll be popping up over here, over here.
Oh, are we doing that now? We're doing
the over here, over here, over here, over here.
Right
and
here.
Have a great week. We appreciate you. Over here, over here, over here.
Let me just put another arm around my buddy. Let me just come on. Let's go. It's a nice picture of the two of us. Come on.
Don't do that.
Hey.
Over here, over here.
Over here. Right here. Right here. Right here.
Over here.
I love you.
We can stop recording.
Wow. Left me hanging. Say it.
I'll never say it on the record.
He's said it before.
Please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
I feel very thankful to be here with all of you because it's nice to talk to people who are gonna get it in a way. I feel like sometimes when I'm traveling and I go to places where, especially when I go overseas, and there are places that are not as engaged or involved with American politics, that there's a sentiment of like, we're just watching the show, and y'all are like cast in the show, and so that it's very different to have a chat with you. Because I'll be very honest with you, it's been taking me a long time to distill the way I feel about what is happening in LA. Because what's happening in LA over the past couple weeks is it's insane to watch, because I have plenty of friends in LA, and I talk to them daily and everything, and I also watch the news. And not maybe since COVID have I seen such distant realities. Do you know what I mean? Like such like completely opposite ends of the spectrum, what is happening and what is said about what's happening. And okay, because if you're watching the news, everyone in LA is dead. They've been dead for a while. The military came, but they were too late. Everyone is, in fact, I think the military dead too. Like it's really just a black hole of death that no one can stop, but somehow the reporters are reporting. And it is strange, because when they send the reporter out to cover what some people are even calling the riots in LA, the reporter, not every single one of them, I'll get to them, but the reporter is standing there while everybody else is standing there. And they're giving a very different report than what we can see behind them. A lot of people don't know this about me, but from the time that I was a child, because I grew up in Louisiana, my family and all the families around me were all affected by Hurricane Katrina. So I have very, very strong feelings about protecting journalists, protecting reporters, and not putting them out there with the weather. Because we see it. We see the weather, and I believe you every time. Whenever you say it's a hurricane, and I look outside, I'm like, that look hurricane-like. I don't then need you to send our local newscaster to hold on to a telephone pole while he tells us how bad it is. The way that these people will almost be horizontal reporting on the wind speed, it's like, we don't need them as a visual test of what is happening right now. Everyone watching is inside. There's no one watching from outside like, seems like I should probably move from where I am now. No, I hate that. I hate when it's like weather is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what the spin could be. Like to a certain degree, I understand when a journalist, when a newscaster feels the need to go. What this shows right now is how many of y'all don't put your phone on silent. Like, there's no... No, I know it is. I know it is. That's crazy. Well, then I will be quick then. Yeah. Okay, real quick. Just for a quick second. What flash flood? Oh no, the parade. Oh no. Y'all. Don't do that. It's his birthday. It's not my birthday. But a great example, like a flash flood, and they'll put the newscaster in the water, and it's like, well, what we can see here, John, is... It's another level of insane, because when it comes to the news and the weather, I don't know what the spin could be. There's a storm outside. No, it's not. Weather, as long as you're not talking about specifically climate change, is like the last bipartisan subject. It's like the last thing. There's no way that anyone hates, conservatives or liberals enough to see the rain and be like, but it's not. Like, that just doesn't happen. It's one of the last tethers to reality, and we make those newscasters go in it. These poor newscasters in Arizona look like they about to pass out. Half the reports they do talking about the heat. They got them over there, no shade. You can tell the budget of a newsroom by how they send the journalists out there, because sometimes they'll be out there and be like, blistering heat today in downtown Phoenix, temperatures reaching 111 degrees. Like, stop doing it, If it's hot, we can feel it, and when you tell us, we'll believe you, If it's a hurricane, this is one of the things that I have tried my best to be fair with, because you see people, and I really feel like this only happens here. There's no other country I know of where people proudly go out into the hurricane and like tap dance in the hurricane to show the rain that they're not scared. That's a distinctly American male thing to do, to be like, hey, ain't nobody scared of some water? Come and get me, and they're never seen again. I'm just saying, you don't really see that anywhere else. And I used to think that those were like the dumbest people in the world. But then as I got older, I was like, you know what? Maybe they just watched the news. And they were like, he's standing out there, and he telling me not to go outside. It's too dangerous, but he outside. What, he think I'm a punk? If he can be outside, I'll be outside. I'll be outside all I want. And then they go outside, and then they're never seen again. But the thing with people covering LA and standing in front of, whether it's LAPD or National Guard lined up, and protesters a distance away lined up, it's a very different thing, because now they're coloring it for you, but you can see behind them, and it's hard to know what to make of it. Because when I talk to my friends in LA, they're like, very chill. They're always chill, but like they're very chill in this specific instance. I called some of my friends because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not better than anybody. I fell for some of like the propaganda that was going on. I called some of my friends immediately because I don't know LA neighborhoods that well. And I live in New York where if something is happening, it is happening to everyone. Thoroughly happening to everyone right now. And so, okay, I'm digressing for a second, but just as an example, one time there was all I can describe it as is like a tiny tornado of trash. It literally was not taller than this mic stand, but it was spinning because it was a windy day out and the trash wanted to be together, I guess. And so the trash spinning. And it's like, I don't know, I grew up like, deep south and everything. So whenever I see one of those, I'm like, ooh, that's a bad spirit. Like that's I get real superstitious real quick. If you a tiny tornado, if you an eye level tornado, I don't come near you, all right? That's a bad spirit. You got Dorito bags in you and everything. You got all types of disgusting stuff. No, I might get possessed. And so I was keeping my distance, but there were other people walking down the street. I actually crossed the street because I saw it up ahead. I was like, nah, I don't need those problems. Like, I like having my whole body, mind, and soul. I don't want some of it to be like Derek from 81st. You know what I mean? Like, that feel like who would possess you? Just somebody who like never had a job and burps as loud as possible. And so I crossed the street, but there were other people that were walking next to me that kept going, and they walked right into it. And even though I was across the street, I knew when they walked into it because my back was turned, and I still heard. I'm like, not walking into a Thai tornado with your mouth open. That's just irresponsible. And sure enough, that Thai tornado got like 8 people. Just being itself. If something happens in New York, it's happening to everybody. If one train is down, the city stops. We get around it, people get mad, they get off the train, they run to work, they hop on a bike or whatever, they take a cab, but like one thing happens, it has a ripple effect. LA doesn't seem like that to me. Like I've been in different parts of LA and I thought all of it was like one thing. I couldn't have been more wrong. And so I was calling my friends as I was freaking out because I was seeing the stuff that was happening. Waymos. You know the driverless car that shouldn't exist? You know that thing that's just on the road and we all act like it's normal, but we're slowly acting out the plot of iRobot currently? You know that thing? Those were on fire. There were Waymos on fire. So I called my friends like, you not in a Waymo, are you? Oh, if you in a Waymo, get out right now. Because to be fair, we didn't really even know why the Waymos were on fire. Maybe there were people setting the Waymos on fire, but maybe the Waymos saw all the unrest and they were like, this is our time. One time I was with my friend in San Francisco and a Waymo passed by and he was admittedly very high. But he doesn't trust Waymos because the first time he ever took a Waymo was by accident because he lost his wallet, his phone, like he got all his stuff stolen, right? And so he asked a friend to get him a ride home, okay? So he gets the friend to get him a ride home. He doesn't know that friend used the app Waymo instead of like Uber or whatever. So then he's high in the story too. He's actually high all the time, but he gets into the car and he's like, a little fade, a little drunk, a little high. And then he gets in the car and then the car takes off. And so the way he told the story, I wasn't there. The way he told the story is finally he asked for a little music. He's like, dang, it's quiet in here, dog. Can you turn something on? And he half nodding off anyway, but he's like, can you turn something on? It's quiet in here, dog. Like, let's get it popping, Can I get some? It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you like, dog. Anything. Yo, I know you hear me talking to you. And then he said he leaned forward. This is how he tells the story. He leaned forward and saw nobody was in there, and then he started praying because he was like, "No, you know what? You know what? You know what, Lord? You know I haven't been right. I haven't been right. And if you see me through this, I swear I'm gonna change my ways. If you see me through this right now, if you deliver me through, I'm gonna leave the alcohol alone. I'm gonna leave the weeds." He gets home, he sees his house, he's like, "Thank you, Lord, thank you." And obviously he was lying because he was high when he was next to me. But a Waymo passed by and he was like, "That thing right there, nobody gonna believe me when I tell you, but that thing right there, I don't trust those things, all right? Let me tell you something right now. That thing over there, all AI, all self-driving intelligence stuff, don't trust that thing. Believe me, that's a transformer." Look, all I'm saying, if I wanted to act out the plot of one of the Transformer movies, what would I do? I'd come down to earth as a bunch of driverless cars, keep it easy for a little while, and then one day, boom. Don't get in there. Don't get in one of them, you're gonna end up in its chest. I'm telling you right now. And so I called so many of my friends. I was like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you good?" And they were like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine." And they said they were fine with the annoyance of like they said that they were fine with the annoyance that I have when my mom calls me to ask me if I'm okay. She saw that there was a storm in New York, and I'm like, "No, it was just a bunch of trash spinning in a circle. It's not that serious. You worry too much." No, they were genuinely like, "No, that's actually here." And they started explaining LA neighborhoods to me, and I'm not gonna lie, I glazed over. Like I just. But once I knew that they were safe and that everyone I knew was safe, I was like, well, then where is this happening? I know a lot of people in LA. I've called a lot of people. Everybody is fine. Where is this happening? It turns out it's all happening over like, I think 2 square blocks. I don't even know. It's like, it's such a small area. It might as well be a movie set. And it's crazy because if you listen to, Fox News, some of these outlets, you would think that the entire city was burning right now. There are people sharing stories on Facebook, and the entire place is devastated. And the president said, if I didn't send the National Guard, they'd be in shambles right now. But then when you look at video, and I'm not talking about video from protesters, I'm not talking about video of bystanders of the protest. I'm talking about video of people in Los Angeles 2 blocks away from the protest. There are people literally blowing bubbles. And there is no opposite to your city being on fire than bubbles. Bubbles are like a truly first world problem. And they weren't even blowing bubbles regular. They were over here like, once you do it with your foot in the air, that's too much whimsy for your city to be on fire. Not blowing bubbles like, blah, blah, blah. Look at that. That's so cool. I'm talking about, And it is difficult when it's presented in front of you so heavily, an agenda with reporting versus just saying what happened. I didn't even know you could do that, by the way. It wasn't until I left the country and watched the news in other countries that you can just say what happened. Like when you watch the news in Spain, they don't even put a spin on it. They're just like, yeah, right there. They don't even try. This is what's crazy, is that the news around the world, they don't even try to be entertaining. They give it to you so straight, they don't even have good voices half the time. Sometimes there's a guy being like, yes, 2 people were found in the basement, and they said that they were trapped there by the man who lived there. Very dry, nothing. They're not putting on 2 people found dead. Like, it's... That's my favorite, by the way. I love when an anchor is like going out of a fun story to a sad story, but either they didn't get the stack of reports ahead of time, or they're just reading the prompter in real time, so they don't know that they need to do the tone shift, and so they just finish like promoting a shelter that has saved like 67 puppies or something. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that sweet? I mean, you just love to see stuff like that, don't you? Anyway, 15 burned to death in a fire. Oh. And then you see in their eyes that they're like, I already started high. I started up here if I drop it. Now, and sometimes they try to drop it. They're like, found dead this morning. Don't act like you weren't talking the whole time. That was you the whole time. But you even see it in LA, because the misconception people have is that the thing that initially happened in LA versus like protesters and ICE and everything was like all over LA, was just all happening at one time, when actually it's around these very few square blocks. That's where all of it's like going down. You know, I'm not saying there weren't protests in other places, but those protests went on without incident. It's here. This is like the main sticking point. And this is what they keep shooting footage of over and over and over again, and showing you over and over and over again from different angles, right? And they're so thirsty for it that there was one dude that had a Mexican flag, was on a smashed up car, and you can see when you look at the picture that there are like 15 cameras surrounding the car looking up at him, and then everyone protesting is like a block down with nobody there. You know, because they're selling you a story. They're selling you a story about chaos that's unfolding and everything. And they even, you know, will have the newscaster out there. This journalist is out there. And I have a lot of respect for journalists. They do an incredibly difficult job, and they have to do it under constraints that some of us can't understand. Because if you worked your entire life to try to get to the truth, and then you finally get a job, maybe it's not even a well-paying job, and you're allowed to tell the truth until like your newspaper gets bought. And then it gets bought by a guy that's like, the truth though. I mean, what is truth really? Just say whatever I tell you to say. But it is a difficult thing to distill for yourself, because you have to. You can't just, I'm not saying that there was ever some golden age where all of media was honest and forthright. I'm just saying that it used to be a little bit more simple. That you were even overdoing it if you checked, 3 sources to see if something was true. Because there are things that used to be delivered with a little bit less. You still had the bias of the outlet, but it was a little less political at all times, and there was a little less looking for the bleed. Here's what happened, and I said it in a sexy voice. That used to be American news. And now we've slowly become this more and more and more like corporate warped version of trying to do the news. News became entertainment. It became a show. And you know there's a show, you know it's entertainment, because they're not delivering you the news out of the kindness of their hearts. I'm not saying that the journalists that are doing the news aren't dedicated. I'm saying that the body, the system and the machine that we look to for reporting is just, they're trying to sell razors in between every disaster. Like, that should tell you something, you know? Because you see the report, and you see people, chaos in the streets in LA. Look at everything that's happening. And then you like talk to someone who's in LA, or you even just look at an Instagram story that your friend made on a random day who's not that far from the protest. And you're like, I don't know, they are loading up their car with Trader Joe's. Like, that doesn't feel apocalyptic at all. Like, if you can get the sliced mango from Trader Joe's, I think the supply chain is intact. That's one of the first things to go. We don't even have mangoes like that. Oh, news says absolute chaos. And then you look at somebody's, just like legit, somebody's like TikTok that they're making. Not even about the protest, just that they're making. You know they live in LA. And while they're making this protest, while supposedly the city is on fire, they're finding parking. That's not supposed to happen ever. And one thing that can't be lost on us when we think about or talk about Donald Trump is the only thing that he's ever been successful in is reality TV. We don't know him from the steaks. We don't know him from the casinos. We don't know him from the vodka or the water, which was probably vodka. We don't know him from anything except truly reality TV. Even in real estate, it's like, okay, it's like a name, but I don't know anyone who ever lived on one of those properties. You know, it's the TV. He figured it out. He figured out reality TV, and he's still doing reality TV. He's just doing it as the president. The mix of reality and TV is a different cocktail for every show. You know, there are shows that are 10% reality and 90% TV, where if you took away the TV element, none of these things would happen. These people wouldn't know each other. And then there's some that are 50-50. Like, I feel like Love Island is 50-50. You know what I mean? Love Island to me is, because look, even if there was no show, these are the people who would be hooking up with these people. Like, this is every time you watch a cast introduced of Love Island, you're like, that seems right. Like, that's who everyone goes for that's in that group anyway. They all seem happy. There's never like a guy in Love Island that's like, so ladies. Just floating like an NPC. Like, it's always somebody with like 9 abs. And you're like, how do you get the extra? When he's standing up, when he's sitting down, it's very defined. You know, it's shows that are even mostly reality with a little hint of TV, just a little bit of producing to make sure it's polished enough for the people so that they can consume it and not be thinking about how they're on like a 5th episode of it, you know? And that's where Trump comes from. He comes from reality TV. It's the only thing that he's ever been really, really good at making, and that's what he's doing right now, reality TV instead of governing. Because if he were governing and he really wanted to be smart about it, this dude would do what he does best. He'd just lie. Think about this. This man lies about everything. And this immigration thing is the only thing he's like actually tried to do. It's very weird. Like, I just, it's a long walk, but stick with me for a second. As presidents go, most deportations have been going down. They were, I think, at least in recent memory, they were the last highest under Obama, but Obama did them all through the courts and everything. It wasn't just like a rounding up type of thing. And so then Biden had less, Trump even had less in his first term than Obama. And then now, Trump, right now, even with the show, has less than he had the first time. And it's weird to me because in the campaign, we were promised that there were millions. There were millions of illegal immigrant criminals. They were behind you. Have you checked your pants? They're in there too. They're under your bed. They're everywhere. You can't throw a constitution without hitting an illegal criminal alien. We were told that there were millions of them in the country. Yet somehow, when ICE really starts ramping up, because we're really doing this thing, it takes like a week before they were like, have you tried a school? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I can't find any. That's crazy. We got a couple that first week, but yeah, I guess there were only like 3,500 or whatever. I guess we're just gonna have to start going everywhere, and that's what they did. That's why it is the way it is, because ICE is over here trying to do these deportations, trying to grab people and everything, but I thought there were millions of illegal criminal aliens. Why are you finding them all at work? Like, I just had no idea that my local taco spot was specifically MS-13 tacos. I had no idea that Tra de la Laringa, the gang I can't pronounce, I had no idea that that's who was like folding the clothes at Kohl's. Like, that's... Because that's what you've been led to believe. Every arrest is warranted. ICE is trying to do their job. All of this mandated makes sense. That's what you've been told. And the thing is, you need to make a show out of it, because even with all the chaos, even with all the footage, it's still less. That's crazy. Even with you going around the court, it's less. That's wild that it's still less, even with all of this show going on. Because what isn't a show, what's actually reality, is that people are being ripped away from their families. And these are hardworking people. These are people that have been here for a long time. These are a lot of people who are actually trying to do the right thing as hard as they possibly can. But the system is slow and it's imperfect. And then they get arrested by ICE at the courthouse for their hearing. And all of this when Trump could have just lied. He could have just been like, yeah, I did it. Who would say he didn't? All of his fans would be like, he did it. He said he was gonna do it, and he did. I don't even know when he did. That was so fast. Damn. Even Democrats would be like, yay, you did it. Like, the one time he doesn't lie. And so you have this ICE operation happening on these square blocks, these protesters clashing with ICE. ICE doesn't feel safe. They don't feel like they can make movements and everything. And so then, the LAPD comes, and maybe the LAPD was there the entire time, I don't know, but the LAPD is there, and Trump sends in the National Guard. Now, he can't send in the National Guard just to arrest people and crack skulls and everything like that. So what he does, he tries to get around it by deploying the National Guard just to protect these two buildings. But then they're there in case ICE feels like they need their help detaining someone or that they aren't able to carry out their operations, right? So, dangerous precedent, but whatever. So then Trump wants to send in the National Guard, which everybody, not every single person, but most people were upset about, because the LAPD, in case you're not aware from TV, from movies, or just from history, historically loves to whoop ass. That is their favorite thing. The LAPD can't stop whooping ass. They love, it's their number one. And so when the LAPD found out the National Guard was coming, I know they were probably like, but I didn't even get to. No, go ahead, send. Yeah. No, you know what's best, send them in. No, you want to do it. And then the National Guard comes, and there's not a ton for them to do, because it's like 2 square blocks. No matter how many times they keep showing you the same footage over and over and over again of these things burning, of this like 3 stores that got looted. They show you the same thing over and over, but it's just not happening that way. And it's not that spread out. People are finding parking in Los Angeles. And so the National Guard gets there, and they're like, all right, yeah, okay. All right, so there's nothing to do, and you deployed us without making sure we had a place to sleep. So then they're all on the floor. They're sleeping on the concrete with nothing to do, and everybody's mad now because National Guard isn't getting paid what the LAPD is getting paid, so now the LAPD can't whoop ass. National Guard here for no reason. And then Trump is like, send the Marines then. I know if you're in the LAPD, you're like, the Marines? National Guard had to be like, the Marines? Even the Marines had to be like, the Marines? And then LAPD just sitting there like, I just want... Is whooping a little ass too much to ask? But I know that it's very, very, very important to understand what's reality and what's TV, and not to confuse the two. And the way to combat reality TV being everywhere all the time is real connection with real people. I was able to call people or text people who were in LA that told me, no, I mean, there was parking at Trader Joe's. Everything actually pretty chill. And without that, I might honestly be like, I don't know, y'all. There were 3 Waymos on fire. I took it as a lesson. And I would hope that more people see the things that were happening in LA and make sure that outside of any news outlet you follow, outside of any narrative that you make the choice to believe, because there are so many varying narratives for every event that you do have to make choices, that above all of those things, you will talk to people. Because talking to people is the real perspective that you need. When you talk to someone who's really going through the thing, no matter what it is, no matter what it is, even bigger than LA, even bigger than the protests, when you talk to someone, you finally get from their perspective right to the root of an issue, as opposed to whoever's talking over them. Oh, and I think that for me, talking to my friends, making sure that they were safe, let me know that this thing was not what it was being made out to be. Don't get me wrong. I think that something was starting in LA, and I think that thing is scary. I think that there's a push to make authoritarian moves and to see how far things can be bent and how much people can be pushed and pulled before they'll do anything about it. And I think that LA was a perfect test for that. Let's take something that's really just 2 blocks and let's make it look like it's the entire city, and we'll see if they believe us. Let's send in all the cops we have, then the National Guard, then the Marines, and see how much people want that, if they go for it or not. So something is happening, and I would encourage every single one of you to hold on to everyone that you know. DC is one of those places where everybody is from everywhere, and everyone knows everyone everywhere else. And if you keep that type of global community together, you'll have no problem, in my opinion at least, distinguishing what's happening from what's not. Because you'll have people that you can talk to, people that are really going through the thing in real time. I'm not saying don't watch the news at all. Sometimes they have newscasters on there who they put in the hurricane. It's very entertaining. Yo, DC, y'all been fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. I think that like it becomes tough after a while to like try to empathize in every scenario. Like
okay.
Like, I don't know. I really try to put myself in other people's shoes, and I really try to give people the benefit of the doubt all the time, right?
Can I just say we've started a couple episodes with not only just this, like, tone, but you've started with this sentiment. So, sounds like Josh is getting a little more judgmental, getting a little more over people.
It's not even over people. It's literally just that I'm starting to get confused. Sometimes you genuinely cannot understand what someone was thinking before something happened. You know?
Okay, yeah.
And like I've stopped trying to pretend I would have done the same thing under the same circumstances. And maybe that's just an immature version of empathy where you're like, "Oh, maybe I would have done that if I were them or if I were in their situation, whatever." I
don't know if it's an immature form of empathy. I think
it's not true, so that's why I'm saying it might be immature. Basically, I was okay. So our hotel, I'm in Atlanta for the week, and our hotel it's near Chick-fil-A.
God damn it.
And today
I didn't think that big of an opening was going to be a Chick-fil-A story, but go ahead.
Well, just today I was walking, and we're near Olympic Park, and so I was walking across Olympic Park to get to the venue. And from, like, okay, so I was going a very roundabout way. I'm, like, really just trying to enjoy my day, so I'm taking my time getting there, right? Mm-hmm. And there was a guy that was leaving Chick-fil-A.
Sure.
And he had just too many drinks. Like, at a certain amount of drinks, you need to come back for these drinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
or bring a friend.
Yeah, because
bring one of the friends who is getting one of those drinks.
Yeah, every cup holder except for the handheld cup holders that only have 2 has 4 spots. Mm-hmm. There's a 5th spot if you're creative enough and you plan ahead well enough. There is a 5th spot in the middle.
Specifically the tray one with the little divots, because a lot of them do those carry ones now with the handles, and those don't have the 5th spot. So that's why I wanted to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about the same thing. The if you're creative with the
cardboard
tray,
ones with the handle.
No. The cardboard ones with no handle.
No, that's what I was saying.
The 5th one, yeah.
That's what I was saying. Those have the 5th spot, but a lot of places have switched to those just kind of cardboard, like little carry ones with a handle. Those don't have the 5th spot. That's what I was just trying to clarify.
So then basically he had already enough for 10 drinks, right?
Uh-huh.
My man only has 2 hands.
Sure.
He had a third. I don't know how he expected. First of all, I don't know how he got out the door. Because I didn't see him walking out of the Chick-fil-A specifically. They were Chick-fil-A drinks, and Chick-fil-A's right around the corner, right?
Right. Yeah.
But he's walking out, and he has propped up with the other 2 trays a third tray with 5 drinks on it.
Wait. So
okay. One hand
hold on.
has
one
5
hand.
drinks in one tray.
Sure, on the tray, yes.
Another hand has 5 drinks in one tray.
Okay.
He's holding them together closely enough that they're holding up a third tray.
That's insane.
And like you would expect, I don't know if it was the wind or gravity or whatever.
Or fear.
Completely rational element took him out.
Yeah.
But the middle tray falls
and just splashes him with all the drinks. But then, because of the weight of the third tray not being there between the two, the counterbalance just was off. And so the other 2 trays fall out of his hands. He didn't save a single drink.
You getting 15 drinks. You couldn't have one friend to come with you.
And like at 15 drinks, they clearly need to hire another intern. I mean, I don't know what this man's job was, but like...
Either he's an intern or he has 14 friends who don't care about him.
Because it was... First of all, the amount of liquid was too much. It looked like it rained on him from just the knees down.
I'm sure even if you get like a medium at a place like that, they're pretty healthy sized cups. So now imagine if they're all larges.
Yeah.
Shitloads of sweet tea on them.
Socks were soaked. And it's not even the type of person you can help. Because he just stood in it for a second. Like, you can see him just gathering himself.
No, there's not a thing you can do except for walk up and just, like, put a hand on his shoulder and be like, hey, another day, buddy.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a new day. Forget today. You're done. You've done all of today that you can do.
Easily $65 worth of beverage before tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and you can't just go back in and be like, I dropped it. Can you do that again?
Can you do all of that again? And I don't.
I
don't know this person at all. I don't know what their situation or their life is like. But it seemed like the way that they just stopped. It did not seem like. First of all, the color on their pants suggested it was not all 15 lemonades. Like these seem like very as specific as you can get at Chick-fil-A drinks.
Remember how you used to go down the fountain and they used to call it a suicide? You'd get one of everybody. You'd get one of every drink,
One of everybody, yeah.
You get one of everybody, but you go through and get one of every drink. So he's now wearing a suicide fountain drink on his shirt now.
Yeah, suicide is a very apt word for...
I don't know if everyone called it that, but we used to call it that when
I've heard of that before.
We were kids. Okay. Yeah. It's a fucked up term, but that's what we called it when we were kids.
I feel like there's only so much a person can like reasonably be asked to do and like even ask of yourself. And that's why I was like, in life, I used to be the person to be like, that poor guy just fighting to get his 15 drinks wherever he needed to get them. But knowing how the world is and knowing that he is probably also staying at the same hotel as me, which means he's next to the Chick-fil-A, which means someone probably sent him to just get all the drinks.
Right.
And not even hold a door open.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, at a certain point, bro, you got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be like, I have 2 hands. If I could carry 15 drinks, I wouldn't be working here. I'd be on America's Got Talent. I'd be through to the next round. Like you can't just
walking around stage with trays, just going, Howie,
yeah. Because you can't just let people be unreasonable and then be like, clearly, if I believe in myself, I can do this completely unreasonable thing.
It's weird little things that are making you less empathetic. It's been mostly, I think, food related too.
Yeah, almost always. Yeah.
What is it about food situations like that make you particularly annoyed with humans and make you lose that empathy for people?
You know what's gonna happen. So just move accordingly. Like you know what life is. You know what.
This is a great statement coming from you, by the way.
No. I'm. There's a level. At 15 drinks, you're not paying attention to life.
I just love the profoundness of this.
No, but
this beverage run, the profound effect this beverage run had on you.
But at 15 drinks, because here's the thing, you cannot let yourself. You can't let yourself become a slave to someone else's delusion, right?
Right, yeah.
So if someone is like, oh, hey, go out there and bring me back 15 drinks with your bare hands, no matter how much you love them or this job or believe in them or yourself, reality is going to have a check-in with you at some point. It just feels like an unfortunate trap in how we, as a society, function.
I know I asked you at the start of this episode, but you good?
I'm
you doing
fine.
all right,
I don't think in life, I think I'm trying to carry 8 drinks. Like, it's a lot, but it's not crazy. That's literally what the tray is made for.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, I think in summation, just don't have 5 kids, I guess. I don't know what I'm even getting at, really. It's just, it felt exhausting to see
10
him.
friends is enough. 10 friends is enough, I think is what you're saying.
10 friends is enough.
10 friends enough. 10 friends already might be too many.
To get drinks for, yes.
Forget drinks for it, yeah.
That's wild.
Which actually, you gotta add you in there. So 9 friends is enough. Because you're the 10th. You're the 10th drink slot. And those 5th slots on the thing are bonus slots too. So really, let's trim it down. 7 friends is really all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Move accordingly. 7 friends. That's all you need.
3. Yeah, I mean,
one tray. One tray. Yeah. I think have less friends. Have less friends, be less sticky. Well, it wasn't until I finished saying it that I didn't like it.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm all right. I want to tell you about something that happened to me the other night. Didn't really happen to me, but it was something I had to deal with for a second. I think I've talked before how I'm a substitute teacher, but I run a theater department. So I work with high school kids directing a play right now. We had rehearsal last night. Last night was Halloween night too, so people are out and about. Stuff's happening. But I'm having rehearsal with my kids, and then as we're finishing up, suddenly a bunch of my kids, their phones start blowing up from their parents, and all the messages say are like, "Don't leave school alone, leave in groups." Like, that's all we're getting. So alarming messages, to just like vague alarming messages, very horror movie messages from parents. And then we get like finally someone's like, "Oh, they're looking for a guy who's out in town." Like the police are looking for a guy. Keep in mind, very, very small town, right? So my kids are all freaking out now, and they're like, "When we all leave, can you come with us? Can you check our cars? Like look in trunks and back seats?" I'm like, "Absolutely, we'll do that." I'm like, "Go get your stuff. Everyone go get their stuff out of their lockers." I go outside, and there's like trucks driving around. People are just out and about looking, I think, for this guy too, or trying to check on stuff. And there's a parent pulling a van through the parking lot, and they're like, "Oh, are you guys wrapping up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm about to lead them out. We're gonna check cars." She goes, "Cool." And I was like, "What's going on?" They go, "Oh, he has a gun." And I go, "Oh, shit." And then I go back into the school, and then it's just me in the school. There's no other staff. And keep in mind, I am not a full-time teacher. So really, I shouldn't be in charge of most things. So I go inside. The only other adult there is the night janitor, and I ask her, and I just tell her, I'm like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I guess they're looking for a guy, who has a gun." And she goes, "Oh, well then we have a couple doors in this school that are open till 9 p.m. We need to lock down the school, you and me, and like follow full like active shooter lockdown protocol, a janitor and a substitute teacher."
I mean, what a buddy cop comedy.
Right? What an adventure that would be.
Yeah.
Luckily, before we had to really go nuts, because I was about to go like lock the kids in the library, and then we were going to go like door to door locking them, we got confirmation they caught the guy. Guy was on the run. He was wanted for stuff in Missouri, I guess. But luckily but there was just a quick moment of me being like, "Oh shit, I need to suddenly be a teacher. I need to suddenly be an administrator and protect these kids."
I mean, honestly, if you were on the run, small town is not the move. Like, I can't even believe, obviously, if you're on the run, you're running, so you're not getting to be choosy about where you're running through.
Yeah.
But, hey, the place where everybody knows everybody is not the place you want to walk. Imagine walking into Cheers and being Ted Bundy.
Ted! dead.
It's like, guys, there are regulars here.
Yeah, you gotta go. I mean, where only some know your name. No, but you gotta. It's like a mid-tier town, right? Mm-hmm. If you gotta leave, you gotta flee a city. Major cities have big, police task force and stuff like that. Small town like mine, everyone knows everybody, so we know when there's someone new in town that no one knows, right? Mm-hmm. You gotta go slightly bigger. You gotta go a mid-tier town where everyone kind of knows each other, but not well. You know what I mean?
Or like at least enough people that people look like people. Like if you saw someone in passing and they look enough like somebody else that you just let them go. That would also be a good place to be. But just a small town with one high school, because there's one high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with one high school, it's like that. You're getting caught, bro. You're done.
Yeah. What you're saying is you need a high enough likelihood of there being a doppelganger.
Yes, exactly.
You want to maybe look like a guy maybe you've seen in passing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like when you are, I've never been on the run. I imagine you make a lot of snap decisions, which is probably why people get caught. But like, I don't know. As soon as you told me he was on the run, in my head, in this story, I was like, they're catching this dude. This is like, there's not that many people here.
Yeah. No.
Even if you put on a fake mustache, we still don't know your head.
Yeah, this isn't like back in the day where you just wander into Old Town and just say like, "Oh, I'm this guy. I'm Jerry here." Any work? That time doesn't exist anymore.
Not only does it not exist anymore, even the small town will have the internet. So even the small town is like, wait, let me just put your face next up to this wanted poster on my phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of your phone, what are you just gonna look down at that the whole time? You keep in mind we are videoing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something that
Okay.
I was trying to find something that related to your on the run thing.
Oh, on the run thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn. Okay. I can't find it, but basically it was it sucks. Yeah. I did all that looking for nothing.
Because it's when I start telling a story and you immediately only look down at your phone the whole time, it really makes me feel like you just don't want to hear the fucking story.
No, I'm always excited when you tell a story. I'm always like, oh man, I want to like have a thing for when you're done, and then I.
Well, that sounds more like you're excited for me to be done.
No, for when you're done. I want to like.
I'm joking.
You know,
I'm joking.
Oh, here's the thing with when you're on the run. Like here's some like on the run tips, whatever. And then there was there's
some on the run. I don't know if we should though be getting into on the run tips fully.
I
guess,
fuck
it. Let's do it. What's some on the run tips? Think of some off the top of your head.
Off the top of my head, don't go to a small town.
We got that one.
Yeah.
Number one, don't small town. This is another situation where not having more than 3 friends is going to help you. Less people to rat you out.
Mm-hmm. Also,
move accordingly.
Cash is king.
Cash is king. It rules everything around me.
Cash will get you
$1 bill, y'all.
Safely into many places, just nowhere to stay. Most hotels need a credit card now.
Yeah.
So then there's no amount of cash. In fact, if you offer to pay extra,
they're definitely not letting
you. They'll be like, we can't let you in now.
I mean, I think there are still hotels you probably could still get into, but you are leaving itchy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Do you know there's still some hourly motels?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a couple in Chicago, yeah.
I mean, can we talk about the levels of potential filth? Like, I'm not saying they're all dirty. They don't all have to be dirty.
But you're also not saying that.
I'm saying, like, for an hour, you either have to have the most fit and fresh for the day, cleaning, like, Like I can only imagine. Like your cleaners have to be actual athletes
Right.
to get the rooms properly cleaned for an hourly motel.
They're going and like sweeping and scrubbing like they're curlers in the Olympics. Like,
Yeah. You probably got to have 2 in the room at a time so that someone's working on the bed while someone's working on the bathroom and like all that stuff. It's just chaos.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't. Yeah. No, it's hourly. Anyway, if you're on the run, I suppose you'll also want to have like caps and shades for all occasions. I will say that now
Caps and shades for all occasions.
now you want to probably wear a mask. You know,
Yeah.
a mask
Like a
will
Halloween
help.
mask. No.
And I think that's really all you can do is not use there's too much CCTV now. Now, if you did it and they want to catch you, they're going to get you.
They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you good. Yeah. Okay. So
What do you
our
have
main
on the
tips:
list?
avoid small towns. So I'm recapping yours quick. So avoid small towns.
Mm-hmm.
Bring cash. Hats. Hats are a plus. We'll go hats and masks. We'll just make that as one point.
Okay.
Hats and masks. I'd say probably, restrict your diet a little bit. Don't eat things that are going to upset you. Because you don't want to be on the run and then you got to blow up a toity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be funny though if like they catch you and they catch you in the toilet because you like you're on a train and it's like true catch me if you can style, but then you really got a boo boo, right? Like you.
Yeah.
And so then you go to the bathroom and you over here just sitting there, just like and then now you brought attention to yourself because it's like, hey, why is this trade car stank? And it's like, oh, it's whoever's in there. And
those dogs gonna find you.
You walk out and forget the hat, forget the shades. Everybody remembers you. Everybody remembers what you look like, what you wearing, because you blew up a bathroom on an Amtrak train.
Yeah. So, listen. I like to eat ice cream to alleviate stress, but when you're on the run, I'd say avoid dairy. Just generally
avoid dairy. Avoid anything that's going to cause inflammation, right?
Yeah.
So then there's one second.
This needs to be the healthiest you've ever eaten in your life.
I'll look it up right now because now this is, people need to know the facts because there are certain foods that inflame you. Actually, I would even stay away from broccoli because if you're having any stomach issue, broccoli exacerbates it.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
I'd also say stay away from soy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like soy and some people, there are things that there's a whole diet plan to find the foods that you're allergic to if you can't take the allergy test.
Mm-hmm.
And there are things that people are mildly allergic to that will never come up in a big way. Like it'll never be as bad as a peanut allergy. But you're mildly allergic, so it's going to give you like the runs or something. I would say soy, and then you already hit dairy. Then you're also going to like really, really want to keep in line with your overall bread intake because like inflammation is also a huge factor in just generally not feeling well.
Right. What even if you eat too much gluten-y stuff, you're going to get a little sleepy.
I would say go to cryotherapy, but that's just me. If you go to a cryotherapy and you go ahead and get blasted with some cold, lock out some of that inflammation.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you're in a town that has a cryotherapy lab, clinic, I guess cryotherapy clinic,
storefront, is really just a tank.
Storefront. Okay.
It's really not that special. It's just sort of a tank and it's a walk-up situation as well. You really don't even need to make an appointment.
All right. So a city that has an ice box, do that. Okay, so if you're going to be on the run, let's focus on the run part of it, man. You got to be, this is got to be the best shape you've been in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, take care of that body. Watch your diet. Honestly, going on the run might be the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Honestly, going on a run might
finally
be tantamount to going on a marathon run. Like, I feel like a marathon shape, because you're going to need to run at a given moment. So you're going to need to stay limber. You're going to need to stay toned. A lot of people think that muscle tone is physique. Muscle tone is actually, the definition of muscle tone is actually how quickly your muscles can spring into action.
Right.
We've made it an aesthetic thing of like, oh, you're so toned is and you look cut.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with that. And you're going to want to stay toned. You're going to want to stay hydrated, but not so hydrated that you keep running to the bathroom.
You don't want to keep going to the bathroom.
This is honestly the what do you want to call it? How do I describe this? This is honestly the fine line of hydration between being dehydrated and being so hydrated that you're. This is sure.
I can tell you liked it, though, actually.
No.
Yeah. The thin wet line.
If you have to pee too much, you're going to be looking for bathrooms instead of looking out for exits. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You're also going to be going
I like the way you worded
places.
that.
You're going to be going in places.
What's in places? People and cameras, usually.
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, we're looking for a suspect on the run. 5'10", white male, shades, hat.
Always saying, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Usually enters establishment saying, get out of the way, as he heads towards the lavatory.
Move.
Yeah. Tends to stay in these bathrooms for anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah. Terrible diet. Clearly in there for too long.
Imagine,
starts as one thing, becomes another thing.
Imagine if they truly catch you off of bathrooms. Like you're not using credit cards. You're just getting caught on CCTV. Is literally like a whole Law and Order episode of like, yeah, I saw him. And it's like, it's also a guy holding it. He's like holding, because he needs to go to the bathroom so bad. And he's holding it. And he's like, the detectives are standing in front of the bathroom. And he's like, please. And it's like, hey, someone was murdered. So maybe if you could help us try to find who did it. Because the cops love doing that on every cop show. They remind you the stakes for the other people, for the victims.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's supposed to shame you into talking to them in that moment.
Right.
But imagine you really got to go to the bathroom. And he was just here. And you don't know where he went, but you know he was just here. And the cops are interviewing you. And you're like, can I please go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, someone lost their life. And you could help us before it happens again.
Yeah.
Okay?
No one lost their life here. It was somewhere else. But the guy we're looking for is just fucking up so many bathrooms.
All right.
Everywhere we go.
Skid marks everywhere.
We call him the Skid Marks Killer.
He literally is just using the bathrooms of the people that he's killed.
It's his calling card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, just to see like them chasing that fugitive and having the scene where the detective puts it together, where he remembers how every gas station they've gone to that he's been spotted at, the bathroom has been taped off.
Yeah.
And he puts it together. Wait a minute.
He lights a match every time.
Okay, so we got manage your diet, stay hydrated, get fit if you're going to go on the run.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, get fit if you're going to go on the run. But also, look, I think that we have to talk about, we can't talk about this thing without talking about the detective that's going to be looking for this guy. You need a grizzled detective who, like, used to have a butthole, but now he just doesn't. He lost it.
Now,
in a case.
hold on. Well,
because, you know, you always need the detective and the serial killer to be polar opposites. Every good Morgan Freeman cop movie has a serial killer that's the opposite of him.
Right, yeah.
You really need someone who's just backed up, constipated, You really need someone who like
instead of like popping Tylenol or Pepto like they always do, he's just full on just like popping laxatives just like all the time. Nothing's happening.
Yeah. I think that he's like partially because the best detectives are also people who have it in them to be serial killers, which is why they can catch them. And so I think that what you're going to get in a story like this is you're going to finally get someone who sees the crimes, right? Sees the murders,
Right.
sees the bathrooms, and is just like almost a little jealous. He wishes he could let loose like that. He wishes that in his life, he had the level of, like, he's too restrained, you know? He has too much control, and he wishes he could be as crazy as this guy is. Because he can't even go. He can't even go in a public one. So if like you know, you see where this dude is like killing people and then using their bathroom. This detective, he can't even go if he's at like a baseball game,
Right.
and he goes to the bathroom and he really needs to like use the bathroom. He can't go because there's so many other people there. So he sees how free the killer is.
Right.
And there's a part of him that he'll never explain to anybody. He'll never, because he's scared of people seeing that side of him. Because once you hear from someone how much they respect or maybe even admire a killer, you're never going to look at them the same way, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think from...
But he takes stuff the wrong way, though, because people will be like, God, Jackson, you're a real tight ass. And he's like, what'd you say to me?
Yeah. So he gets in fights with other detectives.
Nothing's tight down there. It's normal, and it comes out normal. Fuck you.
And I got to be honest with you. I think that our man, our detective, I think he's having some issues that he knows, he's aware are going to bubble to the surface, and he honestly didn't even want to take the case. He didn't want to take the case at all.
No,
his captain made him take this case.
I bet he was about to retire. Okay, he was about to retire early because he knows if he doesn't, it's destroying his family. His life, his personal life is falling apart.
He was about to retire to the lavatory when they were like, hey, don't go in there. We have a case for you. And he was like, I can't right now.
Right.
And they were like, you're the only one who can do this.
Yeah.
And he gets to the scene of the crime, and he's honestly shocked that someone could so maliciously and brutally violate this bathroom. Like, yeah, there's a dead person there too, but like the bathroom is really what's of concern.
Yeah. And it's like a really fresh dead person too. Like they're all walking in like with handkerchiefs over their mouths, but it is not because of a corpse smell at all.
Yeah, this person's been dead for like 20 minutes.
It's like it just happened. It's honestly amazing they didn't catch the guy.
Yeah. The bathroom, and you want to know the how you know the killer is truly unhinged?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know how you know that this person is like on the run but also out of their mind, like calculated enough to kill and get away with it, but unhinged enough to know that they've left the edges of society behind.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they use the bathroom, they take the handle with them.
To the toilet?
To the toilet, yeah. They steal the toilet handle so that nobody will ever be able to like use it again. I mean, you could use it again, but now you gotta, because no one really sell toilet handles like that. So do you have to replace the whole upper deck, or like that's how you know this person's a terrorist? Because like, who thinks like that? You know what I mean? Like, that's so chaotic to take the handle, because now you can't even. It's not even a toilet anymore. Now it's just a bowl of water. It's like unusable, truly, you know?
Right. Okay. So to recap, avoid small towns. Hats are a plus.
Yeah.
Cash is king. Watch your diet. Eat healthy, right?
Also, he took the toilet handle because his fingerprints were on it. So he couldn't leave a trace.
It's the only thing he touches with his bare hands.
I mean, he had left all types of DNA in there, but like, he don't want to leave the handle because that's fingerprints. That's too easy. They're going to get him quick.
Right. Make sure you're in shape. And make sure you find your opposite. You find your opposite detective. You
don't want to find your opposite.
You don't want that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You actually
find a detective that's also pooping the way you are.
Yeah. You need to find a detective with like some serious bowel issues, because then he's gonna be too busy to catch you. This guy that I'm describing is a grizzled vet that is like has nothing but time to focus because his internal issues, and when I say internal issues, I mean his guts. They're so riddled with guilt over like unsolved cases and bad cheese that he's like, I have nothing to focus on but this case, and that's how you get caught.
You remember in Die Hard when one cop's just like, I shot a kid, and he like says that, but instead this detective's like, I shit my pants.
Yeah. And
what happened out there? Why are you writing the desk now? I shit my pants.
And then everyone else is like, okay, you got a wild side. All right. Everybody does. And he's like, no, I'm scared if I come into contact with this dude, I'll lose control. And it's like, all right, well, that's going to be a bridge that we come to where we cross it. Like, we can't not chase him down now because you're scared of what will happen. We have to be diligent. We can't be fearful, And so that's just where I'm coming from. Like, I think that this guy's like probably at least like 3 murders deep by the time we really get to know our hero detective. Because you know how like in a lot of these cop movies that with a versus the serial killer thing, what they will end up doing is they will be spending all this time. The first murder is how the movie starts. Then the second murder is like when the person's thinking about not taking it, right? Like half in, half out. And then there's a murder that happens. Now it's like, ooh, is that one on me because I didn't take it seriously enough initially? Then
it's usually that second murder is what makes it realize like, oh, this isn't a random thing. This is a serial killer thing. Oh, these are connected. That's usually what that one is.
And the third one is the taunt. The third one is the like, hey, you can't catch me. And they left their calling card, which is no toilet handle, right? And the person's like maybe even still alive. Like they have like now this was really just a break in and entering. Like they probably knocked the person over the head, but didn't kill them, So now you don't even know what you're really trying to solve. It's like there's 2.5 murders, and then there's a bunch of wrecked bathrooms, like more wrecked bathrooms than murders now.
Yeah, it starts becoming clear that the bathrooms are the goal and the murders are incidental. He's just trying to get to these bathrooms.
Yeah, he probably would, and I bet you, when you dive in, because all the other movies also do this thing where if they do give you a glimpse into the killer, it's usually into like what led them to kill, unless it's exposition, and it'll probably do a flashback then to him like as like a teenager pushing someone out of the way to get to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then they fell and they hit their head and they died.
And that gave him a thrill though too.
Yeah.
He likes the the run to the bathroom.
Because now he's really got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like now he's under duress.
Yeah. Which just makes him more stressed out. Which just makes him need to go to the bathroom more. Makes it more of an emergency. So now it's this adrenaline train he can't get off of.
Yeah. Also loves Chipotle.
That's another big problem. It's also, again, his diet's not great.
He has not been taking care of himself for a long time.
Not at all.
Fried Oreos? He pops them like pills. Okay.
Yeah, they start piecing together in the maps. He's hitting towns that are having state fairs.
He's like eating the fried corn on the cob at the carnival, and then the other, like, the cop is standing at the entrance to the carnival. He's like, looks like you're out of your jurisdiction. Bites. He loses him in a crowd, which is like nearly impossible because my man is like pretty big. Like he's pretty hard to miss. But he loses him in a crowd.
He's breathing real heavy.
He's breaking like half the rules of being on the run. And then
yeah, exactly. We're not talking about this guy. This guy is not. We hope the detective gets him.
And then you see a guy that's been knocked over Family Guy style outside of a porta-potty. And that's when the detective's like, oh no, we're too late.
I like that we have that shorthand of Family Guy style. The bent knee.
Yeah.
The back. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And the arm behind the back.
Family Guy style.
No one even bothers to check that dude's pulse. They just know. Also, by the way, the porta potty leaning like the Tower of Pisa. All right.
There's smoke coming out of it for some reason.
Yeah, that porta potty is doing the most.
Oh. This is probably a good time to mention this is a later record for us than normal.
Yeah, it is midnight. It's past midnight where I am right now.
Which isn't that late normally, but we usually go a little earlier. Can I pitch you a title for this episode? I know we don't usually do that.
Yeah,
I just want to pitch you a title for this episode.
Yeah.
Can we call it Move Accordingly, parentheses, the worst episode we've ever done?
I don't know if this is the worst episode we've ever done. I don't think it is. I think
it feels the worst.
I feel like I honestly, if I can be completely 100 with you, I actually feel like we're getting back to our roots because we haven't talked about any sort of bowel movement in like maybe 40 episodes.
Well, that's definitely not true. It can't be that long.
It's been a while. I definitely haven't had a story in a while. I don't know if you have. But anyway,
I don't know if I have either.
I think
getting back to our roots.
Yeah, I think that honestly,
getting back to our toots. Come on, I like that one.
I think that a good title would be Porta-Potty, a true crime story.
No. I don't. It's gonna be so deep for any payoff.
No. Here's the thing. In the second act of this film, right? We've already had a face-off at the carnival, right? So
yeah.
in the second act, now. We haven't.
This got so out of hand.
we haven't heard our hero detective speak. I feel like he sounds a little bit like this is the type of man that.
Oh, you got a little Morgan Freeman?
No, not quite a Morgan Freeman. This is like a drawl.
Everywhere we go,
yeah,
we just find poopy, more and more poopy.
I think that he's gonna be a little bit flowery in the language. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
No matter how far he got, we were always on his scent. We've chased him through. Wait, stop.
Yeah.
Stop making me laugh.
I didn't do anything.
All right. We've chased him through 3 states, 5 counties, at 6 carnivals.
Something about this stinks to high heaven.
It was the Louisiana Parking Carnival where he did the most damage. 4 funnel cakes. 3 fried Oreos. 12 baskets of chicken wings.
Some of those children will never smell again.
And 1 ride on the Tilt-A-Whirl. Got everything in there shaken up nice and deadly.
Like a big stinky bomb.
It was the Illinois State Fair where things came to a head.
It's where we finally cornered the skid mark killer.
Just outside of Chicago.
That Italian sausage did him in. He finally met his match.
We saw wait. We saw
Jesus.
we saw an insulin needle in the parking lot, so we knew we weren't far. This man was trying to elude us and busted right out of his fly. The whole zipper was left next to a Honda Civic. So now you got this man like trying to hold his pants up, running through the Illinois State Farm, and like really like barreling past people, like really clotheslining people on the way, just leaving a trail of dead. All right.
So the full twist is this is just a scared, clumsy man. He did not mean to kill anyone. This is just a very clumsy man.
That's a great argument for the defense, but he was taking some people out. Like,
oh no, I'm saying he's still going away because with that many numbers, even if it's involuntary manslaughter, you're going away for a while. I'm just saying that's the final twist when our detective finally has him cornered. I don't.
I think
on a cruise ship or something.
Well, this is the thing. I think he manages beyond all hope to make it out of the Illinois State Fair, right?
Right.
Then he ends up going to
Walmart. he's got him cornered in a Walmart bathroom.
He's got him cornered in a Walmart bathroom. People running out, stampeding out of this bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And then he walks in, he kicks open the stall door, right? Mm-hmm. And in that moment, he's got him dead to rights, gun pointed, everything. And then he's like, I can't stand this. And then he has to stand outside until the guy's done. Like, he's like, this is so bad.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then after they arrest him and they put him in the cop car and they're driving back to the station, all you hear the guy muttering is, I had to go. I had to go. I had to go.
And then you hear the detective, me too, son. Me too.
And then after he's put away in jail, the detective finally gets to go home. He lays his badge on the chief's desk. He goes, I'm done. And he goes home. And then he goes into his house.
Takes some Metamucil.
Kisses his wife. Goes and he kisses the head of his sleeping son. And he goes down the hall. Into the bathroom, the door closes, and then we just hear the worst noise.
It's
like a buzzsaw almost.
It's genuinely so bad that he does end up taking a shower after, and he takes one of the cop showers. You know those cop showers where they like slap the wall?
those cop showers where they slap the wall.
You know what I'm talking about, where they just
I know
like,
what you mean.
they're just like, "Ugh,
Damn it, who are you? Yeah.
why couldn't I do more?
And that's the pitch we did to this studio, and they said we'd never work in this town again.
To be fair, the town was Alexandria. It was my hometown, and they really don't have the funding to make a movie of this caliber, really, you know?
Yeah. They also did not like the idea, but mainly also they had no budget.
Yeah.
Especially after that, that movie where the dance team had to save the rec center, and that was already kind of a debacle. So town never recovered.
I should also point out that they weren't actually like movie producers or executives or anything. They were just like dudes we were talking to.
I believe they kept saying they were parking attendants, I think is what they kept saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds fancy. Mm-hmm. That's a long job title, so that sounds fancy. So I assume they'd have some sort of authority.
A lot of letters.
A lot of letters in that title.
CEO is only 3 letters.
That's only 3. That's a chump. That's chump level of letters.
Yeah.
Parking attendant? Shit, that's basically God.
Pretty sure it's Dant.
Which is only 3 letters.
Parking attendant.
Intendant, you believe? Mm-hmm. Well, it's us. So it's French. Well, we've lost the plot here. Should we open the mailbag, or are we too shameful? We don't want to bring our listeners into this.
No, we can open the mailbag. I genuinely don't think this is the worst episode we've ever done.
I'm kidding. I'm doing a bit. Come on now.
Okay.
Do it a bit. We just did 30 minutes on poop. Come on.
It wasn't on poop, all right? You realize that, right?
Poop as a plot device.
Not even that. Are you not aware of what we made? The art that we put together? Are you seriously going to tell me that you don't think what we just did was on par with Along Came a Spider?
Well, I think on par with that, yeah.
Like, all right. I mean,
this is how. Listen.
No.
You know me.
That's fine.
No. I'm not shooting down this. I have to be hard on my ideas to make them better, and to push for them to be the best they can be. Because I'm also not just handing this idea over to just some hired gun director who's gonna come at some Brett Ratner motherfucker who's gonna come in with no heart, no eye, no style of his own.
Look, I think that sometimes when you're hard on yourself and it's something that you did with me, it feels like you're being hard with me, and then feel great. It feels like you're not proud of what we made, and that sucks. Gotta be honest with you. Doesn't feel good.
Like someone looking at their phone when you're trying to tell a story.
I really was trying to find this art.
This one here, I actually want to start with an Instagram message because this also will lead into an email. But speaking of, names of villains, like our skid marks killer, last time we talked about you if you'd become some sort of ice-based supervillain. Mm-hmm. We got a message from Christina on Instagram and said, is it too late to trademark or suggest Josh's villain name be the Punisher? But I feel like that would be my name as your nemesis.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd be the one you're trying to take down with your ice powers.
Yeah, it's like how Joker always has like a Batman name for Batman and Robin.
Right,
like
yeah.
Batsy and Boy Blunder. Like,
yeah. And I believe, I think we said that the name you settled on was Man with Ice Powers Who Hates Puns, right? So I think it's perfect then that I'm the pun-based super villain or superhero. Listen, I don't think there's no heroes in this. This is just two guys
I'm
with
absolutely
superpowers.
fine with there being no heroes.
Two guys with superpowers who are just making a fucking problem for the city. There's another movie. No one's done that one yet.
Mm-hmm.
no one's good, no one's bad. It's these two guys just hate each other, and it's inconvenient for the entirety of this metropolitan city.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. This one here, this is from Corey. This is an email, and the title of this one is Josh Supervillain Name. Kind of on the same theme here. Hey guys, loved the show. I thought of the perfect name, perfect supervillain name for Josh. The pun Ice Sure. I await my icy death at Josh's hands.
Oh, I think I may have pulled a muscle because that one was a reach.
Because pun Icer is already works, but I like that he made it pun Ice Sure. Still put the SH in there to really make it a cumbersome pun. It's pumbersome.
Okay. Wow. All right. I'm gonna.
All right.
I want to do something that we rarely do, and I'll take
shit.
full responsibility for keeping up with this. Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know
what's gonna happen right now. By the way, to be honest with the audience, I have no idea what you're about to propose.
I'm gonna take full responsibility, and I will admit that I don't know how we will keep up, but I feel like this is something where if any listener is inclined to write in,
Sure,
and use the subject title so we know. We have to know, or else it will get lost. Use the subject title, Porta-Potty sequel. I want to hear from you, the listener, what you think happens next in this trilogy. All right? What do you think happens to our cop? Does our villain escape prison? You know?
is there a copycat?
Is there a copycat? Or
Copy crap?
is this person's son going to take up the mantle of the bad guts that lead to the unchecked crime and chaos that terrorizes America?
Who is the next set of warm cheeks to sit on this throne?
So, I want to hear from you what you think happens next, because I personally had a great time doing this. I think it's very funny. I think it's a good time. And I'll even extend an olive branch and apologize to anybody who didn't like it. This is not what the show is going to become. Even I may just read them for me. Who knows? But
if I could have a request to keep these outlines fairly succinct. Don't, because we get some long ass emails, and I'm worried I'm going to get like a full script treatment.
Yeah.
For this
just
sequel.
remember that what you send us will not get made.
It will not get made. And if I get bored, I'm going to stop reading it.
I really needed this. And so once again, I hope that even if this was
much like our killer, Josh had to expel some demons.
I really hope that even if this is not your thing, you enjoyed it, because it's all in good fun.
Yes, I also had a great time. I was just goofing. I was goofing, Josh, like I do on the show, and you were on brand and hating my goofing, but
but I'm telling you now, this is not what the show will become. But I do want to revisit it at some point.
So your wrap-up thoughts are, I'm sorry, we won't do it again, but we're definitely going to do it again.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. I think that's a great.
I feel like that's very reasonable.
I think it's reasonable.
Yeah.
We do this every week.
Uh-huh.
Who knows? Who knows what stories need to be told?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. You can also hit me up at Josh Johnson and at Josh J Comedy if you're still using Facebook. And if you are looking for Logan...
Sorry, I broke. I don't know what happened. It was just you going, yeah. It was just like you had just come down from a weird high. You can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen, and if you want to get into the mailbag and send us your proposed sequels to Porta-Potty, A True Crime Story, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Also, if you want bonus content, like a potential trailer we'll put out for Porta-Potty. That's probably not going to happen. But we have a bunch of special content on Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts there. We have video content. We have replays of our virtual live shows that we do every month. We'll probably be announcing our one for November pretty soon. I don't think we've scheduled it as of this recording yet, but keep an eye out for that. We do have some live shows coming up. We will be in Minneapolis at Acme Comedy Club November, what is that, the 14th or something? 17th.
Yeah,
17th through the 19th. 17th or 19th. We'll be there for that. I'm very excited about that. I'm going to speak for Josh and say he is too. He's giddy with joy.
Super excited. I am. I am.
Yeah, I know.
We had a
Me
great
too.
time
I'm
last time.
And I didn't even perform when I came up. I just came up and see you.
Yeah.
So this will be fun. We get to spend the weekend performing up there. And I'm excited because I don't have to fly anywhere for that one. I get to just drive up. That's only a couple hours away.
Wait, you didn't do the show last time?
No, I just came up to see you, remember?
Oh, okay. No, I just remember
We recorded at the hotel.
That's
That's where we did
what
the
it
episode about
was.
you going to the mall. But
Yep.
So I came up for the day.
Mm-hmm. That's what
But
it
no,
was.
so we get to work there for 3 nights. I believe 5 shows total, I believe. Right? Isn't
Yep.
it? Dope. It's going to be a good time. I'm very excited for that.
Well, hit us up with your sequels. If I will say this is a thing that I think is maybe worth it, and I will read them. All right? So you don't
No, you won't.
No. I will read them. I'll make time to read them, right?
Okay.
If it is wild enough, I think we should do it. Like a little,
What do you mean,
little
do
snippet of it on the show. If it's good enough, if it's like funny enough, we should just take a little time to be like, do it.
When you say do it, you mean read the email, or do you mean
Like
do like a reading?
Do like a reading of it.
So now at this point, now we're asking for scripts now.
Not a full script. No. It's
Okay.
just when you read it, I think that it's different to just read what someone wrote, like might happen, and then to perform it.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be poop based. My request would be please put in as many puns as you possibly can, especially if Josh is reading them. Okay, thanks for listening, everybody.
All right.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you